Hi, my name is Jason Bateman, and I feel pretty good about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
Wait a minute. You said you worked on this answer.
I know. But then I said I got nothing, and
pretty good.
But how?
With a dramatic pause beforehand.
But it's a question all the way through it, because I got to look. Actions.
Pretty good.
I've got to go to the party invites. It's like I guess I'm feeling. The question is, are you Conan O'Brien's friend if you aren't invited to his Christmas party? And there's so many hundreds of people.
We've straightened this out.
No,
thousands are invited to the Christmas party. I invite thousands, and about 50 come. But listen, we're gonna just, because this has been a thing, and then I went on SmartList recently, about you coming to the Christmas party, and it was a thing for a while. You claim you weren't invited.
I was shocked that there was a Christmas party. That the Christmas party had been going on for years.
But I think you were shocked that Christmas was celebrated. Because you're such a Grinch.
That Christmas had something to do with your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I was like...
Well, listen, the point is let's talk about SmartList. It's a juggernaut. You guys are
it's a pretty hard pivot. It's a real. That was a 4-wheel slide.
Can I tell you something?
Right?
I just broke my hip pivoting. But no, the point I'm trying to make is, of you three guys, you got Will Arnett, you got Sean. Is it Hayes?
Yeah, I think it's Haze.
Okay, and then you're Jason
Bateman.
Okay, there's the three of you, and you're the one that I have trouble getting a beat on. I got to say. You're the one, you're squirrely. You're squirrely, Bateman. I've always had a problem getting a beat on you. A huge fan of yours. I adore you, but I can't get a beat on the guy. I can't.
Because you can sense that I'm not sure why I'm there. Yes. And I'm not really sure why. I don't get it. I don't understand why people listen to it. I get that Will and Sean are appealing fellas. That's why they're two of my best friends. Mm-hmm. And we're not doing anything more than just the drivel that happens when we're in a car together or at a dinner I just don't think that that's monetizable.
Right.
That you should ask for people's attention to listen to that.
Yep.
That you can monetize.
I agree with it about your podcast. I agree, because I've checked it out, and I'm like, I can't believe that this is something people. I mean, what we're doing here.
You've got an array of talent here,
and you've hold on a second. Let me put my glasses on.
Even we would disagree with that.
You've done some prep. Right? I can see questions there.
No, this is your medical history.
Oh. You've got a handsome studio. You've got cameras around. This is very professional.
Yeah, also...
We're on a Zoom.
Also, can I just point out, I've been interviewing people around the clock since 1993. I'm a seasoned professional.
Exactly.
What Muhammad Ali was to boxing, I am to interviewing.
We can cut all this out.
Yeah, well.
You need lifts.
But... You guys with this, Arnett.
But yes. But
so I agree with
you. At least Will has just sharp dagger humor. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He's got a darkness that's fun to follow.
Yes.
A voice that's not bad to listen to.
No. I'd buy whatever truck he's selling.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's professional grade.
Yeah.
He's got an opinion, and he'll let you know it.
Yep.
Sean P. Hayes is just pure sunshine, and is curious and is warm, and I'm trying to find the lane that I'm supposed to be in, which is the area in between those two, which I guess is just sort of listening and asking questions that I think the normal guy wants to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I feel I'm easily replaceable.
Yes. I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say, I'm glad you said
it. I beat you to it.
No. I think you could come, you could go.
Right.
Whatever.
Which is kind of what I do in whatever the hell I do on camera too. I'm trying to just kind of be us.
I had my own experience working on the late night show. We were constantly doing sketches. There'd be a sketch that needed, a kid to play me, from 20 years ago. constantly, or a kid who is in the audience who doesn't understand something, constantly doing these sketches where we need kids. I remember very clearly sometimes there were kids that came up to me, maybe 8 years old, and this happened more than once, but they would come up to me and go, "Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien, I am Billy." "Oh, hi, Billy. Thanks for helping us out today. You're doing a great job at rehearsal. I just want to say you are a formidable talent." And I could look in the background and see the mother peering out of the dressing room like, "It's formidable. We went over this.
Say it.
Say it so that you're booked again, you fucker."
Yeah.
And it bummed me out.
Right.
It seriously, every now and then, one of those child actors, one was a little kid who nailed it and grew up into Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah?
And you're like, okay, that's great. I think we had one or two of those, but for the most part, it is a perilous thing to be a child actor. And, it's so fickle. And even as adults, full-on aging adults for myself, it's still hard not to pay attention to who's up, who's down, who's where. It takes, and that's with, I didn't have anybody recognize me on the street until I was 30 years old. That's when I got the late night show. And I had a lot of grounding before then. Mm-hmm. So I have no idea. I think if I had been recognized or had any kind of cachet when I was 11 years old, I'd be a mass murderer.
Yeah.
So a very good one.
Yeah.
Methodical.
It is a very permissive culture that if you have some sort of success as a kid, you kind of get used to. It's like it's junk food, and kids don't have any self-control for junk food. They eat it all up.
Right.
And you're also learning how to convincingly be somebody else at the exact time you're trying to figure out who you are. So it's just a big mind fuck too, and it's a minefield to go through. And I'm really fortunate that somehow my sort of stock engine came out able to kind of navigate that somewhat decently. I mean, I am nuts. I'm crazy, but I'm functional.
I said you're squirrely. I didn't say you were crazy. Squirrely, hard to get a bead on you. I know there's a lot of stuff there I don't want to go near.
You can get near the cage. Just don't start poking around in it.
I would drive cross country with Arnett, Sean in a second. That's not happening unless, like you say, there's like a barrier, a caged barrier. I'm driving a police car.
Be in the back with a privacy glass.
No, you're in the back. I'm driving you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm dressed as a sheriff, and I'm driving you cross country, but there's a cage, and you're shackled. Every now and then, I pass you some green tea, but that's about it. That's all that's happening. It is interesting to me that a important linchpin of your turnaround, which you say is Arrested Development, the guy behind that, one of the guys behind it, and the narrator of the show, Ron Howard, famously one of the few examples of a child star who just nailed it in his adult life and seemed to make every right call. Did he ever give you any insight into that?
Only by example, like during the vast wasteland of my 20s, I was in an attempt to try to self-educate. I'd watch a lot of news. I was a big fan of Charlie Rose. I'd watch that show religiously, and Ron Howard was on it once, and I remember watching his interview. And Ron Howard is at all times, it seems, just about the most gracious, magnanimous guy you'd ever find. And so I'm watching him just be incredibly warm and kind. And he's not doing that because he needs to kiss Charlie Rose's ass or that he's nervous about being on the show or golly gosh, or what. He's just genuinely that and is not worried about coming across as an ass kisser or eager, or he's just being as kind as he is. and is not worried about masking that. Because if you grew up in the sort of cynical environment I grew up in, it's like, well, make sure you look like you don't want it, or make sure that girl can't tell that you like her, be mean, or when you go on an audition, make it seem like you don't really want it, or that it's an inconvenience, whatever, toxic crap I was listening to as a kid. He was completely at odds with that, so I remember sitting there watching that interview and going, if I ever get relevance again, any sort of industry capital again, the greatest thing about it will be that I will be able to be as kind as I want to be and not worry about it coming across as being too eager and wanting the job, or and then I got Arrested Development, like working for this guy. And he did all the voiceover, so he was never really on set. So I never really met him until after the show had been going for a while. And eventually I think it was pretty late, maybe 4 or 5 years into, I finally had dinner with him. And I told him this story, and I told him about what...
Did he narrate the dinner?
And then he told you to fuck off.
He did, yeah. He pulled the mask back. He said, yeah, fooled another one.
Jason seemed perplexed. He wanted the eggplant risotto, but he didn't know if it was going to be too heavy.
Yeah, I think he understood what I was saying.
Yeah.
That not only his example kind of provided this North Star for me, but the actual show itself gave me the capital that I was, reaching for, hoping for, that I could stop kind of acting twice going into auditions, kind of like trying to be like, oh yeah, what's up everybody, and it's fucking such a douchebag. I was just like, and of course it would make me incredibly nervous because I've got to pull off that performance, and now it's time to do the audition, and now I got to pull off this. I was just like exhausted.
Well, they say it's exhausting to be a pathological liar, because you have to keep all of your stories straight.
Right.
And it is exhausting to have to put on a persona.
Right.
To then audition for something where you're then another persona.
Right.
But then if you don't get it, you have to switch into the persona, which is, I didn't really need it anyway. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's just garbage, so thankfully, I kind of got through that to a certain extent, but it was painful. I mean, my 20s were just like it was fun, but a real sort of head trip for me, because I'm transitioning from like all of that fame and success and easy road to not making as much money, not having the actual sustenance to because my confidence came from my work.
Yeah.
Now that I don't have the work, now what do I have the confidence on? It's just like, ay.
Can you identify, because 9 people out of 10 who went through what you went through would not have worked out. Can you identify something in you that helped you say, okay, I'm partying too much, this has to stop? There is an inner resource that you have,
right,
that 90% of people in your situation would not have.
But I perhaps, but I think everybody's got it, because all it was just goals and foresight and vision and everybody has a way they like to think of themselves.
Yeah.
And there are certain things that you can't do and certain things that you want to achieve and incorporate that make that vision legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew I wanted to be a husband, a dad, and I wanted to direct a movie as an adult. That was what I always said to myself as a kid. And so I knew I had to do certain things to make those 3 things happen. I had to build up sort of acting capital to be able to say, hey, now I want to direct, the famous t-shirt, right? I couldn't be like, a fucking drug addict and a drunk and expect to have any sort of relationship that had any legs. And then, being a father follows that.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to kind of wind down the 20s fun at some point. And I didn't know. Do you get rid of all that stuff and then the work will come, or should I wait for the work to come to be sort of like, the little pacifier that allows me to like stop doing all the other stuff? It ended up kind of all happening at the same time, which was nice. But yeah, I guess it would just be that. So I don't think I'm not that special. I think everybody wants certain things for themselves in the future. And I think it's just about having perhaps the discipline to say, okay, you kind of got to do X, Y, and Z to get to A, B, and C. And at what point do you want to start to implement that plan?
One of my favorite comedies of the last, 15 years is Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh,
I think it is such a perfect comedy. And I think many comedies come close, or they get halfway there. That is so sweet and so nice and so funny every time I watch it.
Oh, thank you.
And so my wife and I, that's one of our, like, if that movie's on, we are watching it.
Cool.
And I like seeing you naked.
Yes. That movie is really honest. I think that's why I wasn't trying to be funny, as crazy as that sounds. I got dumped while I was naked. And so I put that into a movie.
Okay, this is what I want to ask you about, because I've always heard that you were 24, I think, when you wrote the screenplay, and that you wrote it very quickly based on a real breakup. Is that true?
Yeah. I was dating somebody who was amazing. I'm like super in love. And they had to go away for a little while, and they came back and called me from the airport and said, hey, can I come over? And as an adolescent young man, I thought that meant, like, we've been apart. I need to have sex.
Yeah.
So, oh, man. She arrived at the house, and I had decided that the way to really, like, kick off this sex was that I was waiting on the couch totally naked, like posed, like comedically.
Pose like a woman in a Botticelli painting.
Yeah.
Or Burt Reynolds.
Like
Ruben
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
I'm going with Botticelli.
Yes.
Rubens.
Yes.
You go with your Burt Reynolds. But...
I will every time.
I can I'm remembering it viscerally now, because so she walked in and there I am laying, and I said, I've got a surprise for you. And then she said, we need to talk.
And you are as vulnerable as any mammal can be.
Yeah. And I'm fairly confident that it's not the end of the sentence is, we need to talk. This sex is going to be wonderful.
Yeah. Right.
And so this like breakup starts, and I'm naked, and the whole time I think this is like maybe the problem. I'm thinking like, this is so funny. This is going to be amazing when I write it.
As it's happening.
Wow.
You are thinking this is screenwriter's gold.
It was absurd. Like, it was absurd what was happening. And then a part that didn't make the movie, I wrote it in, but it was too long when we made it. I stopped in the breakup, and I said, I need to put on clothes. And she said, okay. And so I went into my bedroom, and then I spent like 25 minutes picking out an outfit.
The breakup outfit.
Yes. I'm like taking shirts off and throwing them on the ground, then trying pants on that don't quite fit right. And
Comes out in a tux.
I came out
6 times in different It was Pretty Woman.
I came out in a button-up blue shirt and khaki pants.
Blockbuster.
And then I said, I'm wearing your favorite outfit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Body blow after body blow.
Yeah. Man. And so there was that. And then simultaneously, like during that period, I am admittedly like a weird dude, and I've loved puppets since I was young. And I was writing a Dracula puppet musical to be like, this will show them.
Right.
I remember going over, I finished my first draft of this Dracula puppet musical. I recorded all the music by myself in my apartment. I was sure it was really special. And I called Judd Apatow and I said, I have to show you something. And I went to his house. And
naked.
Yeah.
Gotta stop doing that. It's not helping.
Yeah. I played him the CD, and he listened really patiently. And then he said, you can't show this to anybody ever.
Wow.
And and then it just like stayed in on the computer. And then years later, when I wrote Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I said, I'm ending it with this puppet musical, Judd. And he said, it's your movie, do it. And everything about that movie is really authentic to who I was.
I love the cast so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I love everybody in the cast. And Mila, who I know personally, she's such a lovely person. She's a
best.
life force. She's so fantastic in that film. There's so many things I love about it, and I have to tell you, every time I watch that, I want to see more of the musical.
Yeah.
Because the musical, I mean, the music is really good, and I always want to see more of the Dracula puppet movie and Van Helsing, and I mean, the whole thing is really fun.
I had a plan recently. Remember when Lin-Manuel Miranda released the making of Hamilton?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do a kind of a mockumentary of the making of A Taste for Love that showed Peter bringing it to Broadway and all the behind the scenes. Maybe one day.
You should do that.
Yeah, it would be fun.
That'd be fantastic. So I'm curious, you wrote that movie very quickly, and how soon afterwards did it get made? Did a bunch of years go by, or was
No, it got made the next year. Knocked Up came out while I was writing that. And then basically, I think that Judd, when Freaks and Geeks got canceled, had a kind of Monte Cristo revenge mission. I'll show him. Kind of a recurring theme, You were wrong to cancel the show. I'm going to systematically make these people stars to show you how dumb you are. I think that really was part of the motivation.
Yeah.
I think he also felt some responsibility because we were, just out of high school or high school kids who he kind of plucked out, and some people didn't go to school, as a result of doing Freaks and Geeks. So that movie got made the year after I wrote it.
I was upstairs. We're here at our office complex. I'm going to make it sound bigger than it really is.
Complex.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's a building.
No. It's the old Howard Hughes aircraft company that I purchased. It's well over 85,000 square feet. It's like Stark Industries here. But I was upstairs, and I can hear everything, and I heard you show up and instantly felt everybody here in the building got very happy. You have people are happy to see you. You must find that a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a couple reasons. I've done a lot of things where I'm your best friend. For 10 years I was your best friend on How I Met Your Mother, in the house, and I've been Paul Rudd's best friend in movies 1,000 times. So people feel relatable. I think also I have to personally work a little bit hard at happiness, internally.
Interesting.
And so that manifests, I think, outwardly.
So it's a conscious choice you think that you're making every day to be a happy person.
I wake up, I have to work a little harder to get to zero, and then I push. Yeah, and then I push it a little past.
It's interesting. It's probably a lot of people might say it's the last thing they would expect, because you have. Well, first of all, you've brought a lot of people a lot of happiness, myself included.
Thanks.
You've done so much really funny work, and I'm going to tell a personal story, which is when you were shooting your Muppet movie. You did the sweetest thing. I think I ran into you somewhere on the Warner Brothers lot, and no one had ever done this for me before. You said, hey, if you have any young kids, which I did, come on by and watch me shoot a scene. And my kids were electrified, and you couldn't have been nicer about it.
Oh, cool.
So you're a genuinely nice person. So when I hear that you have to start a little below zero in the morning, it makes me... I wish that was not the case. I wish, but everyone has their semi-struggles.
Everyone's got their stuff. Yeah. Mine's not bad by any means, but I found a note from that I wrote to my parents when I was 5 years old. They actually had it framed for me. I guess I've always been this way. It said in little kid chicken scrawl, "Now I know that no one likes me. Hate Jason." I signed off real strong. I signed off hate Jason.
Wow. Now, where was this coming from? Was this
I don't know.
Was this some sort of weird emotional dysmorphia, or do you think kids really didn't like you?
I assume emotional dysmorphia. The thing that's moms get it so hard because at the top it said, "Dear Mom and Dad," but then I crossed out "and Dad."
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Yeah, poor moms.
Oh no.
I decide at the last minute, no, Dad's okay.
It's such an indictment when you find actual proof like that.
I know.
My parents found a letter that I wrote when I was 6 that said, "Stop me before I kill again."
Yeah.
And no, but it is I remember I kept journals in the 70s when I was a really young kid. And so much of it, as I recall, was about how anxious I was and how nervous I was, and I didn't want to go to school tomorrow, and please help it be okay. And and I look at it now and I think, what was that kid so anxious for?
Yeah. I look back and wish I could have said it all works out okay. But I was also 6'4" since I was 12. I was always just a little things were just a little off. At least they felt that way.
You were a good athlete. You played basketball, right?
Yeah, well, I idolized my brother, who's like a star athlete, and so I set out to like try to impress him, and I became pretty good as a result.
Right.
Oh, I just thought of something that's kind of funny about little kids writing stuff and the Muppets. When we, I haven't thought about this in a long time. When we finished the Muppets, we did a test screening just for little kids.
Oh, that's great.
It was so cool. It was an audience filled with little kids, and then we had them fill out forms after about what they liked and didn't like. My character's name is Gary. And so they said, what did you like about the movie? Muppets are fun, just things like that. Songs are nice. What didn't you like about the movie? And one kid wrote, Gary's face.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
It's
boy.
like so specific.
Yeah.
It's so specific.
Oh. Well, what was that kid's face like?
Yeah.
You should
Damn
talk.
right.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Yeah, fuck that
Actually, I
kid.
know
Yeah.
that kid. That's a good-looking kid.
Really?
Yeah.
It was
Real easy. It was a young Timothy Chalamet. He was at the screening. He was like 8. And he's right. Compared to his face,
That's
our
right.
faces suck.
That's right.
Well,
No,
now he's outed
absolutely
and we
right.
can go after him.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
That's fantastic.
It's the best. It's the best.
You do have those moments where no matter what you achieve in this business, and you've achieved quite a bit, it doesn't matter. I'm always reminded there's something very humbling. We're all about 5 seconds away from being brought right back down to how we
Totally.
felt about ourselves in 3rd grade.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think one of the really important things I learned, and I learned it early, luckily, but it caused like a version of a breakdown, was you're really indoctrinated to believe like these things are going to do it.
Yes.
And then if you're like crazy lucky enough to achieve the things, and then you find out, it doesn't do it, it's like a scary moment.
Yeah, well, I have witnessed that with people time and time again. I've talked about this before, but I call it the revenge of the nerd syndrome, where people grow up and they think if you're unpopular or you don't feel very good about yourself, the fantasy is I'm going to become famous and it's going to fix everything. And of course it doesn't. And then what you see sometimes is rage, which turns into depression.
Yeah.
Because rage turned inwards is depression, and that's what I think happens to a lot of people, and it's just scientific. They think, because I'm thinking about it, you had so much success in your 20s and really at an early age.
Yeah.
That you probably came up against it. You start to get into your early 30s and you realize, well, wait a minute, I've made hit movies. I have, I think, done everything you can do in this medium. I'm star of a huge sitcom for years, 9 years. I can say I want to make bring back the Muppets, and it happens. You have that ability, and yet you realize something. I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled with what's happening.
Yeah. I think that I was like making a mistake where I bracketed those things from real life. Like, when this stuff is done and accomplished, I will then go live a great real life. But then you're doing this stuff every day for years and years and years. And then I started to realize, I'm missing it. Like, my friends are having brunch and kids and like all this stuff. And I'm like, I wrote another script, like something, I'd missed something along the way. I think also like the very thing that makes you able to do it might be the thing that kills you if you don't like take your foot off the throttle.
Yep.
Especially if you felt awkward as a kid, there's a real like I will show them quality that is like really helpful motivation. Like, watch this. Am I allowed to swear here?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You're actually encouraged.
Okay. Oh, great. Yeah. No, but you're like, watch this, fuckers.
Whoa, language.
Yeah. Sorry, I knew it.
Yeah, we
I
didn't know you
fucking
were-
knew it.
Yeah,
I
no,
knew this was a trick. When I
Jason,
was
we didn't say the F-bomb.
No.
We meant like,
I
damn
get
it,
it. I get
doggone it.
I thought you were going to swear like you were going to promise us.
Yeah.
when I was wandering through these
An
endless
oath. We
halls,
thought you were going to take an oath.
Yes.
I
We
knew.
thought it was going to be, I swear upon my heart.
Damn it! On the 20-minute walk through this office, I knew that this was coming.
Through our research and development
It was.
facility,
take off.
our laboratories.
I knew
This is
it.
bullshit.
I knew it. No, but like, so a really interesting. I tend to note these things and try to remember them, but My best friend is a really smart guy, Irish guy, and
For you to call us best friends is very mean.
it's really sweet. I meant it when I said that thing at the beginning.
And I am Irish.
Yeah.
No, please continue.
I wrote something like 7 years ago, and it never got made. And you know how it goes. It's like a parabola. Your relationship to the business, and things are nice at the moment, and got a call. Maybe we can make that movie after all, right? And I was sitting with my friend. I have a really lovely house in an orchard in Ojai, and I was sitting there, and this thing came out of my mouth. I said, "Gosh, I hope I make this movie. That'll show him." And then my friend looked at me, and he kind of like looked at the orange grove, and he said, "Jason, at this point in our lives, who is them?" It was a really important thing. It like shook something loose in me.
Yes, yeah.
Who's them anymore? And they don't care.
Right. Well, first of all, I know exactly who they are.
Right.
And I am going to fucking show them.
Damn Chalamet.
Well, I'm sorry, but what has he got that I don't got?
He couldn't be more your opposite.
He
Timothy
couldn't.
What
Chalamet.
are you talking about?
Every
Complete
single
opposite.
We are both very good-looking,
Nothing in
talented
common.
young actors.
That's right.
Young actor.
We are!
You're neither of
I
those
am a
things.
very powerful actor in my 20s. And for you to fucking say it. You know, we actually had a complete side note. A good friend of mine is uncle to Mr. Timothée Chalamet. And years ago, we were doing this week of shows at Comic-Con. My friend, Rodman, said, "Is it okay if I bring my son and my nephew along?" And I went, "Sure." And they came along. I don't even remember this, but they came to our like rap party.
Yeah.
You know, no one was talking to them, so I was chatting with them. And then I swear to God, he hits like a year later or 2 years later. I was telling people on our staff, you know, Timothée Chalamet was at our rap party, and they were so enraged. And I said, I brought him around. I introduced him to all of you. And you were like, yeah, move along, twerp.
Yeah, that's right.
So young.
He was so young.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think some of the people on our staff beat him. Yeah, they had cudgels. And
That's
they
what
just,
we do. We beat people.
Yeah, it was that kind of part. You know, the
Yeah.
parties where if you see someone who's young and doesn't belong there, you whack
you
them.
get him. You get him.
So we really beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, we fucked him up.
And then they were like, "Oh, you think he'll come back?"
He used to be really good looking till you guys got a hold
Yeah.
No, he was really ugly. And our beating, we beat him into
Beat him into beauty.
of it.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat him with the pretty stick.
Yeah, we sure did.
He owes his career to us. And our beat down at the rap
He got
party.
radical plastic surgery after our beating, and the doctor took off the bandages and like, "Oh my God,
I'm
You're
a
gorgeous.
genius.
you need to be in Dune." That's what the doctor said. How old were you when you got Freaks and Geeks?
I was young. I was like maybe 19 or 20, just out of high school.
It is amazing how that show is such a kind of Rosetta Stone in a way for so many great, I mean, not just a style of comedy, but so many of the performers have gone on to be kind of pillars, comedic pillars, and have these great careers.
Yeah.
It's fascinating that happened.
It is. I look back at that period, and there are other like comedic groups who have had this, but I think that we really had the biggest gift was we had the naivety of youth. Like we did not understand how hard any of this stuff is.
Yep.
And we were just determined to make the thing great. And then like Seth Franco and I would go to my house on weekends and rehearse alone, like unprompted, rehearse the scenes for the next week and improv them and like try every different version of them. I've never done that since. Like, you don't do that on a movie. Like,
Yeah, we can't get you out of your trailer.
no,
half the time.
Harrison Ford's not coming over to my house and like run these lines. But I think that there was something really special about that period because look, they did like an international search for Freaks and Geeks to cast that show. Like none of us were even that focused on like an acting trajectory at that point. We were all just figuring it out. Then when we realized it was gonna be hard, this other thing happened where when one person would do well, they would put the other people in the other people's movies. And then slowly everyone's becoming a little bit more successful. And then everyone has their own movies. It was really special.
It's like you had started a crime syndicate.
Totally. Totally.
That reminded me what you said, something that I think is very true, is I chalk up, especially when I started my late night show in 93, I was so young that I didn't know what we were up against. I had a sense.
Yeah.
I had a very strong sense. What we mostly had was just youthful, exuberant.
Yeah.
We're going to make this crazy show, and then we're going to make another one, and then another one, and then another one. And I think after like 4 days, we thought, we did it. And someone explained to us, no, you need to keep doing this for years if you're going to make it, if you're lucky enough to make it.
Yeah.
But
you did. Don't you feel that way? Like your show was innovative and different and new and felt so different than everything else that was on TV?
But you don't feel that way. I mean, this is what we're like, you don't feel any of that at the time.
Right.
You don't. All you feel is the terror and and you have little moments of it. And then my experience with it has been, you put all that on hold. You say, someday if I can survive this and get through it, I'm going to sit down and really appreciate it. Yeah. But of course, that doesn't happen.
Totally.
You put it on hold for so long, you just realize that you spend a lot of time coping. And I think that's how a lot of people, I mean, that's basically some of what you've described as well, which is you're going through it, you're trying to make something happen, and then suddenly you're told you're supposed to feel a certain way. And if you don't feel that way, you think something's wrong with you.
Did you have... Can I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
Did you ever have interviews? I'm sure the answer is yes, but where it just like, it felt like the person was just not good at this? Like,
of course.
Yeah. How do you handle it?
This is my take after many, 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 many years. I think, and things have changed now. It used to be that a late night show was how you promoted a project.
Yes.
Now, there are a lot of people who are very good at walking out in front of a room full of strangers in an audience, bright lights, music's playing, and sit down and be charming and delightful for 7 minutes, commercial break, and then 5 more minutes. A lot of people are good at that. And then there are people who are, it's in their genetics, they're just not meant to do that.
Yeah.
They're wonderful at what they do. Yeah. Terrific. They're amazing actors. You can get that camera really close, and they're fantastic. But what they're essentially doing is saying, we're going to bring in this, species that's meant to live in the desert, and we're going to have it swim the English Channel. And they're just not meant to do that. And so there were many times where people would come out and I could see, I mean, these are iconic actors who have nothing to fear, but they would walk out, music playing, audience, and they looked like a lobster that was still alive, but its shell had been taken off.
Oh, yeah.
And I had real empathy for them. They were terrified. Yeah. So mostly I just felt this is a flawed system.
It was always, to me, the most stressful part of my whole job, doing talk shows. Mm-hmm. I think that it is a much more vulnerable and scary thing to say, like, I'm Jason Segel and I'm here to charm you. That versus being a character or like,
of course, yeah.
Watch this thing. And then also, like, coming from comedy, I was mentored, like, you have your 3 or 4 stories, you know how to tell it, you have your punchline, like, this is essentially like stand up with another person kind of like bouncing off of you, which always felt like so stressful to me. I never really felt at ease.
You know, I came to the conclusion at a certain point, don't try to make a circle a square, meaning if someone's coming on and they're a terrific actor, I used to tell the segment producers, don't try to say, come on, what's your funny story where you bought the bathtub and it didn't fit and then you took a shit? Come on, Dame Judi Dench. Chalamet. It's got to end where you take a shit. I came to this conclusion that if someone comes out and the audience can tell that I have real respect and reverence for them, and we have a conversation, sometimes you could hear a pin drop. And they would leave and go like, oh, my God, that must have been terrible because there were no laughs. And I'm like thinking, no, people just liked hearing the conversation. Right. To try and make everything bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing is a mistake if it's not there. Yeah. And if you have someone who's talented in that regard and can do that, then fine. But trying to make things something they're not is very uncomfortable to watch. In any medium, especially television. And that's what I left after all these years is what I learned fairly early on is don't try to, don't have Anthony Hopkins on and then try through segment producing to have him tell 75 pre-prepared stories and jokes.
Right.
It's a waste of Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
Talk to him and he'll be fascinating, and he is fascinating.
You want to know a weird thing?
What?
It's so weird that you say that. I made friends with Anthony Hopkins really like briefly.
Yeah, real prick, by the way.
Yeah, no.
I'm kidding.
Randomly, he would text me jokes.
Really?
Yeah, I would just get these jokes from Anthony Hopkins, like written out, like from a joke book.
What?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Isn't that a weird detail of my life?
So cool.
But it's just so funny too that
Well, you really blew it with your segments with him. Man, you could have had some good
I
jokes.
blew it.
Yeah. He like really likes like old
I remember he kept
jokes.
asking me, when should I go to the dentist? What time? And I'm like, Sir Anthony Hopkins, you're a great actor. You should go to the dentist anytime you want because you're such a great actor. And he'd go like, no, Conan, what time should I go to the dentist?
It really was like that kind of joke.
And he
for sure.
just wanted me to say
Yeah.
2:30, and I wouldn't do it.
He loves it.
Oh, and you love that joke.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
such a good joke. Because if your tooth is hurting,
Yeah.
you understand.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah. Thanks, Sona. You're always there for me. Not to harp on this, but to have all of that success. It's funny because when you brought up Knocked Up, your character, there were so many original takes in that movie, and the way that your character talks to Leslie Mann, you know, and the way you talk about women's pregnancies and things, and it was so. It's funny because I found you to be really charming. And it's right on the edge of very inappropriate and creepy, but I still was delighted by your character. And also I could see the women not being sure, like he's on the line, but he's also strangely comforting and lovely.
You found my secret weapon. It's that like I can walk the line between charming and creepy and like somehow land in charming. And we try to like, I'm doing this new show and we tried to like utilize that because it's a guy going through a breakdown. This is not a segue, but we're trying, this guy's going through a breakdown and he's still practicing therapy on people. And I said to them at the beginning, like, you can push him into unlikability. I'm like pretty confident I can land him back in likable. It's fun. It's fun to get pretty close to creepy.
You brought this up, and I want to talk about it because you're playing a shrink. You're playing and the show is called Shrinking.
Shrinking, yeah.
And what I've understood about the show so far is that you're doing the one thing that a shrink is not supposed to do, which is because of your breakdown, you're telling your clients, you're telling the people that you're treating exactly what they should do, as opposed to the classic, tell me how you're feeling, what do you think you should do?
Yeah, this kind of exercise in keeping somebody in therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Endlessly, like, tell me your problem and we'll just kind of pontificate on it. There's this scene where I'm with Harrison Ford and we have this conversation that I think is really true. It's like true when you're talking to a friend too, who's like dating somebody terrible and you can see so clearly that they're terrible. You know, like just break up with the guy. You know, you can say it as a friend. But in therapists, I'm sure having that same experience, like, oh, I know how to handle this. Like I could solve this like that. And so he just starts doing it to varying degrees of success and failure.
What made you, because you obviously have a lot of clout and time, you can pick what you want to do. What made you say this is it? Because was it some of it your struggle, or no, I wouldn't say struggle because everyone goes through it, but your own relationship to I Want to Be Happy that made you interested in playing a psychiatrist?
Yeah, I think it was that, and also after How I Met Your Mother ended and I did like a string of romantic comedies, I hit this period where, like I said, I realized I wasn't whatever everyone was telling me I had one life, I didn't feel that way. I was trying to figure it out. So then I started doing some dramas. I did a movie called End of the Tour that you and I talked about on your show once, and I did a few others. And I delved pretty hard into drama and got, I like to think, pretty good at it. But at the same time, I was like, yeah, but you're also weird and funny. Like, you're not supposed to just throw that part out. And so then I got this call from Bill Lawrence out of the blue saying, hey, I'd like to make a show together. And when he and Brett Goldstein pitched me that, it felt like the end of an M. Night Shyamalan movie when it all makes sense. Because it's a drama and a comedy kind of mushed together. This guy's going through the death of his wife and his own nervous breakdown, but at the same time, it has like big set comedy pieces. And I felt like, oh, if I'm going to do comedies again, this is how to do it.
You know, I do love that we're in this era. It used to be, remember that, was it like a fast food sandwich. I don't know if it was the quarter pounder or something, but they said we keep the cold and the hot.
That's the McDLT, bro.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
bro.
I'm sorry.
Get with it, dog.
McDLT.
That's the McDLT, bro.
Wow.
Okay, why did
You
everyone?
both knew that
Why
right
did you both?
away.
You both jumped down my
This guy,
throat.
Yeah, because every
As if-
American should know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was Canadian.
Yeah.
And came here a few years ago.
I didn't know that either, Conan, if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, and you are the queen of fast food.
Yes, I am.
You are.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I'm not from this country, so it
No,
makes sense
oh
that
God,
I
I
don't.
would never do that. That's terrible.
for sure.
Terrible. You're from
I almost said
the island of Altadena. But anyway, a storm-scarred island. But anyway, the whole idea is like the tomatoes and the lettuce are kept cold. And
Yeah, we know how it works.
No, excuse me. God, it got hostile in here.
Yeah.
Anywho, the analogy I was trying to make is that there used to be an era where there's comedy and then there's drama and never the twain shall meet. I started recently as an exercise. I don't know what came over me, but it was around the holidays. I thought, I want to start rewatching The Sopranos because I watched it when it was originally on, but I want to see it again and try and figure out what made it so groundbreaking at the time. And one of the things that really hits me hard is it is so dramatic, but also so funny, and you never know which is coming.
Yeah.
And the comedy is really very funny. They don't indicate the comedy too much, but the characters are absurd, and some of the situations are absolutely laugh out loud, insane. And then, of course, it gets extremely heavy. And I like that we live in this era where the two coexist. You can make a show that is, I'm thinking of like a show like Severance where there are times where I'm really laughing and then it couldn't be more deadly serious. I like that we're now in that world where that's allowed.
Yeah, I feel like prime James Brooks was that very much.
Yep.
Broadcast news to me, it's like a perfect movie. And even within one scene, Albert Brooks is like imploring Holly Hunter to see how much he loves her and to recognize it. And then it's filled with like comedic assassination punchlines, you know?
Yeah.
To me, that's always been the sweet spot.
Yeah, and almost impossible to hit.
Judd told me when I was writing for Eating Sarah Marshall, I asked him, because I pitched it to him first, and he said, this is a really good idea. My advice to you is write a drama. Because of the way you see the world, this thing is going to end up funny. Even in the way you're describing it, it's going to be funny. Write a drama. That's what's going to keep people interested. And if we need to layer jokes on top, we will. And I think that that's true. Like, I see the world funny. Even when I'm like having tough moments, like even when I'm getting dumped naked, I'm like, God damn it, this is funny.
Right.
And
you can step outside yourself, see the silliness of it, and say, I'm going to record this for later.
Yeah. Well, and I try to experience it that way too, because I don't know. Otherwise, there's a version of life being a real bummer. I mean, life's hard, so finding the fun stuff is important.
I agree. I think, I don't think a day goes by when I don't realize that, I'm using my sense of humor to cope. It is not my profession. It's actually just my coping mechanism that I somehow, in a Houdini-like manner, figured out a way to get paid for my coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Which for most people is like getting paid to drink.
Totally.
It's like,
Totally.
who have been the people that you've met when you achieved this level where you go into these premieres, you're going to these places, and there's an actor that you idolized, and they look at you, and they're excited to see you when they come over? Is anyone who pops for you where you think, oh my God?
Well, I have Conan O'Brien.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
I mean,
well, that was a big moment for you,
That was a big moment for me, and it's always a big moment.
Okay, that's the peak, but what's near
exactly.
the peak?
That's near the gods stuff. Now talking about humans, I will say Al Pacino.
Yes.
Al Pacino.
It's so funny.
Al Pacino sent me a phone. He called me after watching Before Night Falls, but it was 2:00 in the morning in Spain, and it was a time where there was a tape, an answering machine with tape.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
So I was sleeping. I was like, who's calling? And then, hi, Javier. It's Al Pacino. Yeah. And they were like,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get the phone. Like, Al Pacino is calling my home. I saw the movie. I liked it a lot. And congratulations. I was like, and then I went and I play it again, and I play it again, and I have the tape.
Yeah.
So the first day I met him in Toronto Film Festival, I went to the to the toilet, and I took a picture with a camera, no phones at the time, of my face in the mirror, because my face was like, I'm going to meet Al Pacino. And the good thing about it all is that he's such a wonderful man.
Yes, yeah.
So when you meet someone that you admire so much, you go, and he's even better than you would imagine.
Yeah, he. My first encounter with him, because I, grew up on the Godfather movies and then Serpico, and it just, Dog Day Afternoon, and it just, I mean, he is such above a star to me. He's something else. And so I was working on an award show in the States, and I think I was in LA, and I did my thing and went all right, and then I go backstage, and it's in a commercial break, so I go backstage, and suddenly they're bringing all this scenery through. They say, clear the way, clear the way. So I get pushed into this little room, literally pushed into a little room, side room, to make way for these guys to come through. And I look around, and it's just a room with me, a tiny room, like the size of a phone booth, and it's me and Al Pacino. And I'm dumbstruck, and he goes, Conan O'Brien. And liquid shit just comes out of...
Oh, God.
I urinated it, I defecated, I mean, just, that was awful. Like, it came out of every pore. Conan O'Brien. And I went, Mr. Pacino, you have no idea. And I just tell him how much he misses me. And he was like, and then he puts it back on me, and he's like, no, you, a tightrope every night, a new script, you gotta wing it, madness. And he's just going on about how, oh, sure, I've done The Godfather, but I saw you with Al Roker,
And he was liquid shitting himself.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. But I thought, this is, no, sir. And it just blew my mind. And then every
So
now and then
funny.
I'll be in New York in a restaurant, and it just happened recently where I hear, Conan! and he's there in the corner in a restaurant.
Wow.
And I get to have these little conversations with him. And what I found is in the last one, I'm so self-conscious about taking up his time that I'll have a few back and forth with things with him and then I'll say like, well, have a great meal and so nice to see you, and I run away. And then he apparently, because I ran into this woman who was at the table a couple of days later, coincidentally at this other event, and she said, Al was like, why did he run away? I ran away because I'm scared.
Oh.
You're Al Pacino. I don't want to waste. He fled. He flew. Why did he go? But yeah, that would be one, I would think.
That would be one,
Yeah.
yes,
He's
yes,
he's
yes.
just a guy that. And I read somewhere, and this is something that I completely agree with, because I'm on record as saying this a long time ago. But you were starstruck and had a bit of a man crush on Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah, who doesn't? I
And
mean,
thank you.
of course.
Because there are many times where women have said to me about men, don't you think he's attractive? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't, it doesn't. But Brad Pitt, I think, damn,
Yeah,
I'd sleep with that guy.
of course.
I don't even know how it works, but I'd do as I was told. That's Brad Pitt. I'd have someone explain to me what my role is in this. Am I up top? Am I down below? Am I against the... I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Somebody told me I'll just
I'll
do
just
it.
do it. Do it. Draw a series of drawings, a diagram. But I mean, it really is like
I
he's
agree with
so
that.
charismatic and good looking, and I don't know.
Exactly. I agree with that. So maybe the three of us, we have something to do
Well,
together.
listen, you're the one that has the pull here.
Yeah.
The call has to come from you, Javier. And then when she says, like, you know what, I really love you, Javier, and yes, you and I should get together, that's when you have to say, no, there's one person I want to bring along. And Brad's probably like, oh, well, it's, I don't know, I guess it's another
a big
huge,
Yeah,
it's Tom Cruise or it's Ben Affleck. And you're like, no.
Eiffel Tower.
Oh, God.
It's
all right.
happening. It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
He
It's
doesn't know
happening
it
now.
yet, but it's happening.
Oh, boy.
When does this come out? Does this come out soon?
This comes out on Brad Pitt Threesome Day, which I think is
Guys, I'm here to promote a movie for kids. Okay.
Let's clean this up.
No.
Hey, when he said threesome, he meant bicycle built for three,
that's right.
Ah.
a ride to the park, and then we all eat sandwiches
The
together.
remake of
Exactly.
3 Men and a Little Baby. with the
Exactly.
three of you.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's funny. We talk about these things as accidents, but obviously so much training, hard work, talent. I've been thinking about your career, how your mother was a very famous actress, activist, and you came from a long line in Spain of actors. And some people say, well, maybe it sounds like a cliche to say it's in your blood, but it must be in your blood.
Yeah.
This desire to do it and do it correctly.
Absolutely.
And you were very interested in art as a child. You were were you not educated to be an artist in some way?
Well, I guess I was born into it, and I saw my mom and my uncle was a director. My mom was an actress. My grandparents were actors. So everybody was working in the thing, but I saw more the downs than the ups.
Yeah.
There was a lot of unemployment. There was a lot of struggle in trying to make some money. But I also saw the decency, the honesty that the job will bring to them, and what they will bring to their job, and how much passionate they were about their craft.
Yeah.
And the respect they have for not only the job, but also the people that is in the job and makes the job with them. So I like that very much. I felt that was a nice way to go. And once I decided to become an actor, I knew that I have to really be responsible for the surname Bardem that belongs to many generations. And that's why I always try to do my best, as everybody.
Yeah, but we live in this culture now where people want to be famous, and they're very interested in being famous. And over the years, I've had people that are interested in doing comedy that say, I want to do what you're doing, and I want to be famous. And I think it's not the reason to do it. Being famous just means you take selfies at a restaurant. There isn't that much. There's not a lot to it. It's a pretty thin soup. There's not a lot of sustenance to it. You really have to love what you're doing. Yeah. And I think that's important for people to know that. You were thinking, you never thought to yourself, I'll make movies internationally, or I'll make movies in the United States. You thought I might, or I've read anyway, that you thought I might just work in my whole life in Spain as an actor, and that would be fine.
And not only that, I thought I may not be able to make a living out of this, but I don't know what to do else. I don't know what else to do. I'm very clumsy. I don't know anything. And you know what? Many of the actors I know and actresses are very like me. Like, they only know how to perform. They don't know to do anything else. And that's fine. If you know at least to do one thing in your life and you are lucky enough to make a living out of that, you are blessed. And I guess I bet on that. And I've always seen my steps, like as you were saying with Silva in Skyfall, like little steps. Like I never imagined or thought of myself going to anything big or achieving this or that. It's like, what if I make this job and it's good enough for them to call me again? And that's still what I think of when I make a movie or I make something. Is like, okay, is that really bad? Is that bad enough for them not to call me, or can I keep on going? And that's something that I guess I got from my family, because everybody was waiting for the phone to ring, and I guess I have that fear still, like it's not gonna ring anymore. But that's fine, because that gives me
the drive.
The nerve and the drive. Yeah.
Did you ever think to yourself, how do I make this jump, or did they come to you? Were you recognized, and people said, okay, we have to get Javier Bardem, and that's how it happened?
No, it's funny. It's one accident after the other. My two biggest movies that really opened the market to me in Spain and out of Spain were accidental. The one Jamón Jamón. I was accompanying my sister to make an audition, and I was sitting down near her, and then they asked me, "Do you want to come in and do an audition?" I said, "No, I don't want to." "Yeah, come in." "Okay." And they gave me the job.
Oh my God.
And before Night Falls,
wasn't the part your sister wanted, I hope. Put on this wig.
Same with the Bond villain.
Another wig. Yeah, exactly. Your sister was this close to being Silva, and then you had to go to the audition with her.
And the other one, Before Night Falls, with Julian Schnabel, I met him in a party in New York, and he said, would you like to make a movie in English? And he's like, "No, I don't want to. I don't speak English." I said, "Well, why don't you read this and and I was going to play this little role, and I said, okay, I'll play that as an experiment. But then the person who was going to play the lead fell apart from the project, and he told me, will you do it? No, I don't want to do it. Yeah, you are doing it. You have a month. I said, oh, fuck, okay, I'll try. And then I did it, but I never expected that anybody would watch that movie.
Yeah.
And it happened that I was nominated for an Oscar for it, which is weird because I thought nobody's going to watch it. Who cares? I'm just going to see if I can play in English. So,
but don't you think
other
that,
movies that I thought this is a masterpiece?
Yeah,
they were like buried.
That happens. That happens again and again and again in this business. It's
Absolutely.
never the thing you think.
Absolutely.
You think, okay, this is it, and it's not. And sometimes I try to encourage people because there have been times in my life where the thing that I thought was going to really make me early on when I was younger didn't happen, and then I could see later on, if that thing had happened,
Right.
the thing I was meant to do wouldn't have happened. It's all gets very mystical, but I believe in it. I believe there's something to it.
You should try podcasting in Spanish.
Es importante que nosotros.
Look at that. Yeah.
You are a graduate of Madrid's Escuela de Artes y
Oficios.
Oficios. Sí.
Yes.
Pero Eduardo.
I take it back. No, don't cut to Eduardo.
Eduardo.
Don't save him.
Háblame.
I just about ran out.
Just ask Eduardo.
Eduardo. I just have to keep saying Eduardo to fill it out. Eduardo.
I think the word is ayúdame.
Ayúdame, por favor.
Sí, claro.
Claro que sí, sí.
Hi, my name is Javier Bardem, and I feel scared about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
You should be scared,
I know.
Javier. You should be scared. It is great. I mean, maybe the greatest honor of your life. I'm sure I haven't done any research. I don't know if you've won any awards of any kind, major awards. I've heard talk of an Oscar, but who knows? Those things can't be verified. Yeah, who cares?
Who cares?
This is the true honor of your life.
No, listen. Everything has led me to come here today. I worked hard for years, for ages, to be in front of you, man, because I love you.
Yeah. You know what was great? This man, you would come on the late night show many times over the years. You came on several times, and you were always so funny because you just spoke from the heart. And it was so fantastic because you would look at me and you go, hey, man, your hair, you look like a fool. And the whole crowd would go crazy because they were like, yes, Javier, get him. He was like, what is this? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? It was fantastic. I would laugh so hard that on the way to the podcast studio today, thinking about seeing Javier again, I was laughing, thinking about it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
The only thing that I will ask for in any promotion is I want to go and see Conan O'Brien. That's the only thing. That's the
so
must.
nice. That is so nice.
And here I am today. I'm so glad. I'm so honored.
Your dream has come true, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I know this.
I hope it's really up there as I imagine.
Well, this is a problem now. I used to have this problem with women. They would imagine that, the word was out that I was a great lover.
Oh.
When
When
did that get out?
Yeah.
Well, I kept putting it out there.
Okay, I figured.
And then, of course, there was always disappointment and crying.
Oh.
I was crying often. But you're here now. It is so great to have you here. And we have to get a few things out of the way because we have some major insane fans in the room. My friend here, Matt, and I'm going to bring this up right now, is obsessed with James Bond movies.
All right.
And I agree with him. He maintains, and I will back him up on this, we both believe that you may be, if not the best, one of the greatest.
I don't think there's even a question, frankly.
Best Bond villain.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Best Bond villain, and your performance in Skyfall was so freaking insanely good. And I had all this mixture of qualities where there were times where I felt sorry for you. You sucked me in, and then I felt sorry for you, but then I hated you, and it just kept swirling around. What about you, Matt?
Well, even just now when you said that everything led up to this moment is very much like what Silva says for James Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah.
Frankly, I almost fainted.
Yeah.
But because Conan is the most similar thing to James Bond. I mean, exactly, right?
Yes. And that I'm very pale.
I'm going to open your shirt very soon. and start caressing your verses.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I did that to Daniel Craig. Can you believe?
Yeah.
I am the man who was touching Daniel Craig's breast.
Yes.
Like this close.
He was the man that had you touch his breast. That's the way it goes. Yeah.
Yes.
I wish
Now,
I was there.
it's funny, you always wonder how planned out was a moment like that, because it's such, you haven't seen that happen with James Bond.
No.
And it's this move, it's this move that's crossing all kinds of lines. It's so shocking. And I think, is that the kind of thing that's discussed beforehand, or can you just go for it with Daniel Craig?
It was written, but till the moment we got on set and we started to put it on our feet, it was not, we didn't know how to achieve that moment. So we just, and Sam Mendes loved rehearsal, but he said, you know what, we're going to shoot it. Let's see how it goes. And Daniel is the best partner ever. He was having a blast. Like, he really wanted to go as far as we could, as far as the studio will let us go. And I think the chemistry was there because we liked being with each other and playing with each other. And but I think Sam Mendes was the heart of the heart and soul of the whole thing. He really wanted to create this profile of a villain that you can relate to, and it's more reliable than.
Also, I thought that your relationship with Judi Dench, as that's mom, and trying to relate to James Bond, that we all do this for, the Queen is mom and this is mom. And so there's that element to it also. And I thought it was it's the most emotionally complex relationship with a Bond villain, and showed you what these movies can do, what they can be. Because we grew, when I was a kid, I grew up and it was just, you must die, Mr. Bond, and petting the kitten, and it's a caricature. It's fun, but you never thought of these kinds of moments.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that little walk you do from your monologue intro, is it true that they built that set basically the length of your walk so you could time that out?
When I got there, the set was built, so that's not a lie. That's a lie.
Okay,
I have to walk.
I just want you to know I'm a huge liar.
Okay. That's why you are in this program, in this podcast.
Every day he says, Conan, I really admire you. You're so funny, and you're good looking too. Why aren't you in film? He says that all the time.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, it's true that I never rehearsed on the set, but once I was there and I saw how far Daniel Craig was sitting down on a chair, it's like, man, how am I going to do this? And I'm going to tell you, we did it like 7 times and he was not there. So Sam and I, we look at each other and we said, this is not, we haven't done it. So, and he said, you know what, let's play the scene. And at the end, if there's some time, we'll go back to it. We play most of the scene, most of my side of the scene. And then in the last 20 minutes, he said, are you ready? I think we can make one of those more. Yeah, let's do it. He put the camera and I did it. And that's the one it's in the movie. Because my body was more relaxed.
Yes.
It was more at ease.
Yeah.
When the first thing in the morning to do that for me was a little bit of a shock.
Oh wow!
And it's funny because Daniel, the camera was on his shoulder, and he was like rooting for me because he was seeing me how I was coming to the end mark, and I was making it happen.
Yeah.
And he was like, yes, yes, yes.
And at times you're taking these little baby steps to make it time out, but it works for the character. This kind of like almost a little boot, scoot, and boogie.
Yeah. Now you can see it sometimes, if you look really closely, Daniel Craig starts to high five you.
He puts up a little finish line.
Yeah, and they had to cut around it, and that got a little awkward. And not to just totally fan geek out, but in addition to that movie, one of my I'm idolize the Coen brothers, and then I think my favorite of all their movies, if they said, okay, you get to pick one, I would say No Country for Old Men. And as great as that cast was, I know you came on the show to promote it and had the nerve to show a clip of Anton Chigurh, and then minutes after showing that clip, turned to me and told me that my hair looked stupid. And I was like, wait a minute, you're an assassin who looks like Dorothy Hamill on skates, but it was such an amazing moment for me because I still had the more ridiculous hair than Anton Chigurh.
Exactly.
When I first heard that you were doing The Little Mermaid and I heard King Triton, I was thinking, okay, I'm trying to, and this is live action, this is not animated. And then I saw a picture of you as King Triton, and it's this man is born to play King Triton. I've always thought you have a regal face. You really do. You look.
Thank you, sir.
Doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have the face that I could see.
Of course, you have to say yes. If he's asked that question, you go no.
No, they often.
That would be very.
No.
It's my inclination to gainsay and neglect whatever he says.
Yeah.
And
He actually does disagree with me
Oh, really?
most of the time.
Okay.
But you have to see. You have to see photos of him as you should even call it
I'm
up on your
shocked
show.
I haven't yet.
You are so regal, and I look at that photo and I think no one else could play King Triton in live action. It's fantastic.
I'm so happy that happened. And also, I texted Rob Marshall, which I wanted to work with since many years ago. And I said, if there is such a thing as a King Triton with an accent, will you consider
Look at that.
will you consider me to play it? And he said, I swear to God, I'm in the grocery shop talking to John about you, and I was going to call you in 5 minutes.
Oh my God! Okay.
That happened. I said, really? So I said that to my then 7-year-old girl. Luna is her name. I'm going to be in The Little Mermaid. And she went, are you going to play Ariel? No. No.
You start looking for your Anton Chigurh wig. I could dye it red. Eduardo!
Now I want to see you as Ariel, though. Oh my God.
He's that good an actor. He can do anything.
I know.
I know, but I said, no, I'm going to play the father. And she was crying. Oh, I'm so happy. So I was like, Rob, you can't imagine how happy you made me and my daughter by this offer. So it's and they are watching the movie in Spain in the premiere, and I can't wait for them to see it.
You know, it's fascinating because this is a classic. Little Mermaid is, they're going to be thrilled. I had the experience of 10 years ago when my kids were much younger, they would have a show that they loved. And then I would get contacted by that show coincidentally, and they would say, do you want to play this small part in an episode? And I'd say, yeah, I'll do that. Sure. And I'd tell the kids and they'd be, yay. So I'd go and I'd record it and do my small part. And everyone would say that was great. And then it's animation. It takes a while. And then 2 years later, I'd say, hey, guys, it's coming out. I'm in that show. And they'd be like, we don't watch that anymore.
Absolutely.
And that's happened to me, I think, 3 times where I'm trying to time what my kids think is cool. And by the time I do it, they're like, no, that's over. But this will not happen to you.
No, but absolutely. Like my child, Leo, is 12 now.
Mm-hmm.
When I because we start to shoot this movie in January 2020, but then we have to stop because of the pandemic. He was 10 and he was excited. Now he pretends, no, that's for Luna. I'll bring only 45 friends to the screening, but that's not my kind of movie. So yeah, right. But 3 years ago, he was like, yeah. But now he will love it. That's why I do Dune as well for him. I do Dune for him. I do Mermaid for her. And some things, and I get the paycheck for both.
Which is good too, because they have to go to college.
It helps.
The Dune movies are so visually stunning.
Yeah.
Just
It's crazy.
mind-blowing. And even though when I was first watching it, the first Dune that came out a few years ago, I didn't understand the significance of every single moment, but as a whole, it was so beautiful and powerful. Yeah. It just looks different. You know, we're flooded with so many intergalactic movies.
Yeah.
And then there's so much artistry.
Absolutely.
in the Dune films.
I think Denis really has created something unique in the sense that he really created a universe. I mean, everybody that works in those movies are at the top of their game. The wardrobe, the lighting, everything, the designs, everything. So the first one was amazing, but I think the second one, I haven't seen it, but I was there. I think the second one is gonna be really something out of proportion in the sense that the sets that I saw, the sets that they built, they were huge. and they were filled with so much art inside, and the lighting and the wardrobe, everything is really magical. I saw the trailer, and I called Denis like, man, what is this? I'm in it, and I can't believe I'm in it because it's one of those movies that you feel like an actor. Oh, I wish I could be in one of those. Well, I'm in it. So it's and he's adorable. He's a great. Have you ever interviewed Denis Villeneuve?
No, I have not.
He's great.
No.
He's
He's
great.
rumored for the next Bond film too, which I
really?
think would be amazing. Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't know. He will do it for sure, amazingly well.
For this movie, how does it work? Are they using wires? Are you in a harness? How does it work when you're doing a live action Little Mermaid? I have no idea.
It's all in the studio, and they put us in these rigs and called fork, whatever. I don't know. It's what is some stuff that the Olympic athletes use in order to try to train to make leaps on the air.
Oh yeah, flips
on the air. And what they do is they put you in a harness, and there's a long arm, and then you can go vertical, you can go horizontal, you can go like this because they move it, and it takes like 6 to 10 people around the machine to move it around. So it's a choreography. You have to talk to the director. Will say, I want him here and then there, and then here goes up, here goes down. And you have to do your fishy moves, like with the shoulders, to make believe that you are a fish. And
please tell me they call them fishy moves.
That's how I called it.
I know. It was perfect. I just wish that was actually in the dialect they used. Yes.
And I don't know how they do it. I saw the movie and still don't believe how good it looks.
You know what's interesting is the amount of trust you have to have. You know, we're having this moment here. You're there. I see you. We're a couple of inches apart, and this is it. And this is a situation where you're getting all this makeup, and then you're being put in the Fishy Move 4000 machine and spun around. And it's total trust that someone's going to take care of this, and then it's going to look awesome.
Absolutely. And the only thing you have to do is to try to learn the lines, say the lines, and forget about the whole noise around you because it's huge, and try to be honest and try to go back to what it means to perform and be able to be relaxed within all of these things around you, because I just said it's a big leap of faith. And then with that, somebody else will do something else. And when I watch the movie again, yes, of course, there's a lot of CGI, but it's so beautifully done. It's so realistically done. And at the same time, it has so much magic that I'm not pulled off by it. I go like, wow, I believe that they're under the water. It's something else. It's something else.
But I mean, it's been true since The Wizard of Oz. You can have all that stuff, but you look at the quality of the acting in The Wizard of Oz, and that's what makes you, it sucks you in every time. Now, they had the most sophisticated sets. They had, color for the first time. They had everything they needed, and same thing with, I think to a degree with even Gone with the Wind it's Clark Gable, Vivian Leigh. It's like the actors have to make it happen eventually.
Exactly. Yeah.
They can get this assist, but it's got to be, as you said, I've always thought that this business I've always thought about my profession was I need to learn. All I've done is tried to learn how to be natural in a completely unnatural situation.
Absolutely.
Which was for years, it was lights, a band. Ladies and gentlemen, Javier Bardem. You come out, I've never met you. We've just done a sketch where a bear masturbated, and then you come and sit down and we're supposed to have a real conversation, but there's an audience there. And I always realized, it's just learning to make that honest in a completely ridiculous situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's hard. And also do it over and over and over again. So it's not, as Marlon Brando said, everybody's a performer because we all act in our lives in order to survive. But the professionals have to repeat it constantly, and that's true.
And also do it on command.
Command,
and
exactly.
go. Go. Action.
Yes,
and then you have to have that scene.
Exactly.
Anton Chigurh has to walk into that gas station and have that scene, even though you're not ready, you don't feel like. But that's also just the training.
Absolutely,
the years and years of training.
Yeah, the training, and also there's a moment where you have to let go. and I embrace the fear and say, okay, I can't control anything anymore, and it's all about getting lost in what you're doing and try to find meaning or sense in the journey while you're doing it, rather than going with everything marked and knowing where you're heading and what's the goal. No, you just go there. You work hard in order to understand the whole picture. Now you jump into the abyss and see if it makes sense. But again, it's movies, so somebody will make sense of it. If you didn't make the sense, somebody will make it happen. In theater, it's different, of course. Theater, it's like, okay, you are so exposed that if you get lost, then people will notice.
Right. You actually see them get up and start to walk out.
Exactly.
Everything I said today, you have to take it. You have to take it. You have to absorb it, and you have to use it. But keep it in your thoughts, in your movement, and don't outwardly do these things, but inwardly use these things. Is that correct? That's all right?
Yeah.
Don't outwardly.
Right.
Don't
outwardly
do
the things that you
don't do
said
that
to
shit.
do.
Don't do that shit.
Oh,
It's the
I get
essence
it.
of it that you
Yeah.
want to
But I
use.
do want you to do this. I do want you to go home. When you go home, I do want you to open the back of your toilet.
And look into that tank.
And just look into that motherfucker for a little while.
Okay.
And the water's gonna be moving a little bit. Then you're gonna see yourself. You're gonna see your reflection in that fucking water.
Such a stream of bullshit.
And you're gonna see the water just moving.
So I'm going to see my reflection in the toilet tank.
Fuck yeah, you will. You'll
of course.
see your reflection in that water. It's like all those movies where you see someone, like, they'll be at a lake and they'll just be looking in the water and they'll just touch the water and the water just bead a little bit.
Yeah.
It's very tranquil.
Yeah.
But you look into that motherfucker. Or better yet, it's an even better idea. You take a shit backwards
Oh, for God's sake.
and you're on the toilet seat like this backwards, looking into the back of that tank.
My God.
I'm sorry. No.
And then when you feel like you
I've
have
let you-
released all your troubles, flush that bitch.
That's the craziest form of therapy I've ever heard of in my life.
Oh my God.
And now you can decide if your glass or your toilet bowl is half empty or half full.
Okay,
It's going to start to build water back up again, and you watch that water come up.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
Water come up.
Yeah. Have you tried this? Have you tried going to the bathroom in this manner where you're turned around, sort of?
Everything I tell you, I fucking tried. You hear me? Yeah.
You've cowgirled the toilet.
I wouldn't put you in danger like that. You have to look when you reverse cowboy that motherfucking toilet seat, and you look into that bowl, you are emptying all the issues you have into that toilet. But at the same time, you are watching this water flush it away. See, it keeps you from looking at your own shit to make sure it went down. You hit that bad, you just watch that clean water go out. Oh, that's you cleansing yourself. That's you cleansing yourself. When you see that water go down into that little hole, that little stopper comes up, a little pulley, a little chain, a little floaty, all that shit.
How much time have you spent looking into a toilet in your life, JB? How much time have you spent? You know a lot. You really...
Look, man, here's another thing.
Oh, there's another thing.
I'm not just trying to help you, right? There's people out there who need this shit too.
No one needs to hear any of this. There's nobody that's being helped, especially by this last one. There's nobody who's going to be helped by this reverse toilet concept. I have given you leeway on every idea. I think you've actually hit some good areas. I think this last one, no. I'm putting my foot down on this last idea. I think with your reverse toilet tank, you've lost me. You've completely lost me.
I'm telling you, it works. You have to see. You're thinking too much about the toilet, the traditional.
It's a major player.
No, you're
in this
thinking
story.
too much about the
JB,
traditional.
it's a major player.
You're thinking about the traditional use of a toilet. That is not a toilet no more. That is a body of
It
water.
better be.
It's a body. It's two bodies of water. One is
It
taking
better be a functioning toilet.
No, it's
Or
two
we have a major
bodies of water here. One is eliminating all your wasting, all the bullshit you've been through your whole life, and one is going out there to make it happen, but it's also refilling with new energy, new life, new thoughts, new people in your life. When that water comes back in, that's new energy coming in your life.
Okay.
Metaphorically speaking.
Yes. Oh, yes. Don't do any of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want people to do this last
I told you
one?
earlier, you think about this. You don't physically do it.
Good.
You got to be there. Your soul got to be there, though.
Yeah.
Your soul got to be sitting on that toilet.
Okay.
And you got to see it.
Oh, well, okay.
You got to see yourself sitting there when you're sitting still. If you're sitting down right now, you're sitting down in a sitting down position.
Yeah.
You could easily do this right here.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, I'm not going to do that.
And your mind would be on that toilet backwards.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help you.
Let's just say you and I were friends.
Yeah.
You know, let's just say we could make a go of it. Explain how this would happen. No, don't act. See, we've known each other a long time. We've both done fine in the comedy world. We both cut a fine figure. Why couldn't you and I hang out together? How would that work? Would that work in your life if we hung out a little bit?
No, fucking work. See, when you're good friends, you need to be able to borrow another motherfucking pants. I can't wear your fucking pants, some goofy ass long ass pants. Yo, your waistline too fucking high. Your fucking waistline is fucked up. I can't wear that shit. I can't borrow your shit. You feel me? I can't. There's nothing you can give me that's gonna benefit me. Shoes, fucking big. Your fucking pants too goddamn long.
So your friendship is all based on whether I can wear another man's pants.
You gotta be able to hang out in someone's closet and talk shit to each other and just hang out.
While you're trying on pants?
Fuck yeah.
I've never heard of a friendship described that way. Hey, let's go over to my house and exchange pants. That's something I've never heard anybody say.
Here, you gotta be able to say, here, put this on. You can't say that shit. Put this on. I can't say that shit to you. Put this shit on.
Right.
Fucking pants me between your fucking knees.
Yeah. No, those would look like britches on me. Yeah, I can't do
Definitely
that.
like britches. But in your search for friendship, you have to search for yourself.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think you look for yourself yet. One day you should get the fuck up, right? And get dressed and go the fuck outside your house and look for you. Just look for your ass.
Well, wait a minute. I know where I am. You're saying I should go outside my house and find me.
Find your ass. Yeah. Go outside one day and you know what? Here's what you fucking do. Call the police and report yourself missing.
Call the police and say Conan O'Brien is missing.
A lot of people should do that shit. There's a lot of people out there who lost themselves. They need to call the fucking police department and report themselves missing. Huh? Now, when they investigate, you will be arrested. But you tell them, I've been trying to find myself for years. And they'll understand. He said, I've been lost for a long time. I've been lost. And I need to do something. I need an intervention. Someone had to step in here and help me find myself. And then you proceed to help the police find you.
Now, you think the police are going to go along with this? They've come all the way over to my house. There was probably a house fire that they skipped just to come. And then I explained to them, hi, guys. I'm just having a bit of a crisis, and I'm trying to find myself, you see. I'm the guy that was reported missing, and I reported myself. You think that goes over well with these cops?
Fuck yeah, Will. If these officers have a heart, a real heart, and as you explain this to them, but you got to be compassionate. Don't fucking snicker. Don't fucking laugh. Don't smile. If you can force a tear out your motherfucking eye, like that Indian did on Don't Litter commercials back in the day. Where the fuck was he at? I used to love that motherfucker. That motherfucker made me cry every fucking time I see that commercial. Because I got it. I fucking got it. I hate litter. I hate litter.
Yeah.
And it touched me. See, I can remember that fucking commercial. Just like I remember Pythagorean and theorem. So you explain it the right way, Conan. These are all building blocks for you. You need to explain it the right way to them, with heart, with compassion. And say, look, man, I know you guys got a lot to do. You got to say that first.
Yeah.
And they'll fuck
How
around.
about officers?
They'll fuck around and tase your
Officers,
ass.
I know you have a lot to do.
They'll fuck around and tase you. You got to say, look, I know you guys got a lot to do out there. I know it's rough outside. But I've been trying to find myself for a long time. And then you say some crazy shit like, if I don't find myself, shit gonna get bad.
Oh my God.
Okay.
They are obligated.
And then just leave it kind of vague as to what might
Let that
happen.
shit float around. Let that shit float around the air for a little while.
Yeah.
You know, just like this,
Yeah.
and do this right here.
So it's going to get real bad. I took a friend.
And then you lean
I
in.
took a friend, and he's in the basement. I tied him up.
And you say, you feel me? And you like this, yeah. And you say, nah, like this. And you say, give me 1 minute. Let me shut this motherfucker up down in the basement. See?
These cops are going to light me up with their tasers like a Christmas
but this
tree.
is just...
That's what's going to happen.
I say this, but I really feel like for you to find the right people to pull into your life, you got to find yourself. You got to find who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
I know we are older now, but God damn it, you got to find someone who's going to be able to give you something that you're looking for the rest of your life. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's how life is, man.
Yeah.
You got to find somebody. You got to find that missing piece. You got to find somebody who's down to do like Naked and Afraid with you, you know?
No, I've looked around, and nobody wants to do Naked and Afraid with me. Nobody, no network wants to see that. There's not a person on earth who wants to see Naked and Afraid with Conan O'Brien. No. That is a...
They need a Naked and Afraid resort or something like that around there. That'd be cool. That'd be some cool shit right there. Naked and Afraid resort.
That'd be naked and relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Would you think you could do Naked and Afraid?
Hell yeah, I can do it. What? I'll walk around that bit like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. You hear me? I'll walk around that resort chilling with my goddamn hat and my dick out. I don't give a fuck.
Wait, so you still have the hat on? You still have a very stylish hat on, and then you're completely naked.
Fuck yeah. And if I do feel uncomfortable, I'll just laugh like, ha ha ha, y'all crazy as hell.
And then just cover yourself up with the old hat.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do.
I like it.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
You know, see, you have that why not attitude. I think I'm too fearful. I mean, I am afraid. I'm a fearful person. I'm not naked. I'm never naked, but never been naked my entire life. But I think I am someone who thinks too much.
Yeah.
I get in my own way. My thoughts do get cluttered. I do have a bit of a toilet tank up there for a brain.
You do.
You are right about everything you've said so far in so many ways.
You gotta understand what works for you and what does not work for you. Once you start to eliminate, when you start to eliminate things because you prefer a certain kind of person around you, so you have a very small circle left of what fits in there.
Yeah, yeah.
See, you ever heard of someone say you paint yourself into a corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, you paint yourself into a fucking corner. See.
Okay, well, I don't quite see how that follows. But how did I paint myself into a corner?
No, you get you go to Home Depot.
Sometimes I think you think of the saying first, and then you just
and
go
one of those trays, you pour the fucking thing in there, you fucking do this, and you fucking paint yourself into a fucking corner.
You don't. I know what that phrase is, but I swear to God, JP, I'm quite confident. Sometimes you think of the phrase, say it with great confidence, and then spend a while justifying it. You know what your problem is? You didn't shake the bottle before you opened it, and that meant the dressing wasn't all mixed up. That's your problem.
That's even better one than the paint.
What's that?
That's even better than the paint.
It's all
You
bullshit.
see the oil in the bottom of that motherfucker sitting there. If you don't shake the shit up, the oil can't fucking mix in with the regular stuff. You're right. You absolutely. That's a great one.
So, gentlemen, I admire what you're doing because you, Miles, for putting up with JB, and JB, you for offering this unique power that you have to mesmerize people, slow them down. And you're doing it to me right now. I'm speaking.
Oh, yeah, you better slow down.
Slowly.
Yeah, see, you're more calm.
I'm ready to accept
what I'm going to give you. Let me look. Matter of fact, just don't even worry about the door. Leave the window wide open. Just leave it open. Leave the window open. Okay, just leave it open.
Cold out.
I know it's chilly. I know it's chilly. See. Now you're thinking about the cold and not thinking about accepting what I'm giving you.
Okay. So don't worry about metaphorically. Leave the window open.
Hey, look,
Just leave the window open. Okay? And if you were really doing me a favor, just like those old TV shows, you would have a nice pie sitting on that windowsill to cool off. You understand?
You want a cooling pie on the window.
That's what they do. That's what they do back in the days. They bake a pie, a plum pie, peach pie, and they put it on the windowsill.
You don't have to specify which kind of pie.
No, because I'm saying it because I got to activate your senses, every sense you have. One, your sight, your sense of smell.
Okay, this is good.
In cartoons, when they put a pie on that windowsill, that smell of the pie floats through the room.
Yes.
Have you ever seen that in cartoons? It floats, it travels through the rooms, and it goes under your nostrils, and you levitate, and you float your ass to the pie. I seen Elmer Fudd do that one time.
Okay,
levitated.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Floated to the pie.
Here's what you've done. I've left the window of my psyche open.
There you go.
JB Smoove, and as he requested, I left the window open, regardless of the temperature outside, and I left a cooling peach pie. It's peach, and it's got a little rhubarb in there too.
Oh, I love rhubarb. That's not a lot. That's a little bit.
Just a little bit, not too much.
Yep.
It's I want to say 80% peach.
The details. See, that's what the details get me.
Yeah.
Keep going.
A little bit of cinnamon in there too. A little bit of cinnamon there with the sugar, and it's cooling. It's hot. It's just out of the oven. It's hot, and what's happening is you are floating.
No.
That scent.
No. You're floating. I'm not floating. You're floating.
Are you the pie?
You gotta levitate.
It's happening.
Who's the pie? Am I the pie?
I haven't seen the pie yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I see. The pie is just there getting me. Miles, you got to help me out. This man is so wise that I don't always understand.
The pie is the knowledge that's going to be dropped, and
he don't get it, Miles. He don't get it.
Okay, I want to get it. Get it. I'm tired of being so uptight and so trapped in my own mind and my own. I don't know.
It's okay.
So okay. I've put out the pie. The pie is the knowledge. I'm ready to accept the knowledge. The scent of the pie has gone underneath my nostril, and now I'm floating like a cartoon animal floats along a scent towards the pie, and I'm undulating through the air. I smell that delicious peach, that cinnamon, rhubarb.
Now your senses are wide open right now.
Yes.
They're wide open right now. Now you're willing to accept what Miles and I, what we truly do to channel and to break through all your barriers. You have barriers up right now. And it's up to Miles and I to start chipping away at that bullshit. See? If I may be blunt.
It's also my job to tell people legally do not leave your windows open. Like I just follow behind and clarify what's metaphoric. And
that it's a metaphoric window. We do not, Miles is here to tell you, and this is very smart, Miles, and very smart of you, JB, to have Miles here. JB cannot be concerned with small concerns like public safety and crime and theft. He can't worry about that. He's living on a higher astral plane. Miles is here to say it's a psychic window and the pie is knowledge. Please don't leave your real window open with a real cooling pie, because that's how most murders.
Don't put your pies outside anyway. It's just going to attract wildlife, and it's just not a good decision at all.
JB Smoove, welcome.
Sweater
he just removed Matt Gorley's sweater vest.
I don't know where you're gonna run into a good V-neck.
Wow.
And when you find time and get me the fucking sleeves, you get those sleeves to me. You know what I mean?
No, let me understand something, JB. First of all, you can't just point to someone's clothes and demand that you have them, or can you at this point in your career?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Fashion is an amazing thing. And you know what? They have something called the bow tie exchange program. You know what that is? If I'm walking down the street and I see another bow tie guy and I got my bow tie on and his bow tie matched my outfit better than the damn bow tie I got on, I'll take his bow tie.
Is this a real thing?
he has to give it to me. He'll say, wow, my bow tie will match your outfit perfectly, and my bow tie will match yours. And we proceed to exchange goddamn bow ties.
Yes.
Wait,
the
so
bow tie
where's my
exchange
sweater
program.
vest then?
Yeah. You have to give him something now, don't you?
No, I don't gotta give him shit. You know why?
can keep it.
But you have to have a sense of style. He is doing this damn vest dirty right now. He got on some jeans and sneakers that don't even match the fucking vest.
Yeah, I know.
The sneakers don't match.
Wait, you don't understand. If I do anything more than that, he berates me for looking like a tweed
You're
Victorian.
a grown ass
lad.
man. There's no reason why a grown ass man shouldn't look. And you know what? You need to hang out with me. When I'm walking, it's not all about your clothing. It's about you. It's you behind the clothing. When I walk into my closet, know what I hear when I walk into my closet? Me. Everybody wants to wear me. They want to wear me. My outfits want to wear me. They want to be around me all damn day.
Those are your outfits talking to you in a high-pitched voice.
My clothes want to be around me. Sometimes I gotta get in the dryer with my clothes on. You hear me? me.
Wait a minute. Okay, so
Everybody want me to wear them. You know what I mean?
have to say-
Turtleneck, shut up. It's 95 degrees outside. Not right now. Sit your ass the fuck down, turtleneck. And shut up.
You came into the room 20 minutes ago. I showed up, and then you walk into the room, and I thought, how am I going to get on stage with this man? You are the best dressed man in show business.
Hey,
you really
man,
are.
you know.
This man is always impeccably dressed. You have a lean silhouette. You are in fine shape. Your shoes are fantastic.
Impeccable.
Yeah. You're supposed to act a little shy, you know? You're not supposed to say, yes, impeccable. Look at the heels on those shoes. Those have diamonds on them.
These are... See, I always tell everybody out there, you know, I give good advice sometimes, and sometimes I give fucked up advice. Well, I'll tell you one thing. You can't go wrong with a pair of great shoes. You can match those shoes up with anything, and they last forever if you take care of them. You know how many times I changed the sole on these shoes?
Is that a rhetorical question?
4 times, man. 4 times.
Wait, I've never replaced soles on a pair of shoes.
If you take care of the leather and you condition it constantly, you can replace the sole on a great shoe, especially a Louis Vuitton. A Louis Vuitton, they will replace every goddamn thing.
Okay, but wait a minute. What kind of way is that to spend a life?
That's how they do it.
I feel like now you go home and you have to go. There are things you want to do. You want to spend time with your wife. You want to do something fun, have a nice glass of wine. But no, you have to go and start rubbing conditioner into your shoes. That's something I don't
here's
have
what
to worry
fashion
about.
does. Here's what fashion does. Sometimes fashion makes an appearance and it goes away. You can't find these shoes nowhere. You can search the internet far and wide. You will not find these goddamn shoes. You better off catching the dude wearing these, sleeping on the train, and take them fucking shoes off his goddamn feet.
I don't think that's right. I think that's called stealing.
Hi, my name is JB Smooth. Hello. And I feel frustrated about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
Why would you be frustrated?
Or over it. I feel over it. That's not a good word.
Yeah.
I feel over
Okay,
this.
no, I'll go with frustrated.
Yeah,
Why,
no,
wait a minute. Why did you go from frustrated to over it?
Here's what it is. We've been through this before, man. You know, I tried to help you before, but you refused to take the help. See, here's the language that's wrong.
Okay.
See, here's the language. Conan, Conan needs a friend.
Did you have to just check the sign
I just want to make sure.
to see what my name is?
No, not you.
I've known you for
I want to make sure
years.
I tell you. No, make sure I tell you what the word in here that needs to go away. Conan needs a friend, right?
What's the wrong word? What's the bad word?
It's need.
Yeah,
You're
there you
too
go.
needy, man.
Well, we've been through this. We
See-
talked about it at the top of the show. I focus on the one gentleman who doesn't want to listen to the podcast, and that's all I can think. And yes, I'm too... JB.
So, see, here's the thing. You're trying to find a friend. Yeah. This is the wrong way to do it, man. You're trying to find a friend. Conan, sometimes, Conan, you got to take a friend. See, here's what you do.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Robert,
That's taking a very creepy turn.
No, you too busy trying to find a friend. You need.
You like that, son? Is that a good Conan impression?
Yeah, it is. It's perfect. It's spot on. That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying?
You need a friend.
Okay,
I'm
take it
Conan.
You need a friend.
You need my friend.
Maybe Gorley, you'd like to try one.
I need a friend. Oh, help me.
You need my friend.
This is eerie to see. I'm looking at three me's right now, and I can't decide which one I am. So you think it's too needy?
Too needy. It's too needy. It's too needy. You are too busy trying to find a friend when you should be taking a friend. When you see.
Again, that's a very. It sounds like it
when you
involves
see a
duct
group
tape
of
and
people,
chloroform. You know.
Look, when you see a group of people having a great time, they all laughing and joking around, they having a ball. You go over there and take the one you want. Here's what it's like. You watch those old movies and they be in those ball dresses and they're dancing in the middle of a floor. There's a big ball. And people the ladies have a long ass dress on. Everybody keeps stepping on that shit. A long ass dress.
Yes, we all know what a ball is.
The dude got his fucking back.
JP, we know what a ball is.
The dude got his back all taut and shit. His back is taut like this. His fucking nose in the fucking air. He's dancing and shit. And then some dude comes out of nowhere and taps him on the fucking shoulder.
Yeah.
May I cut in? You gotta cut the fuck in on somebody. You gotta cut in and say, you mind if I borrow your friend for a little while? And you proceed to dance with that motherfucker. Yeah.
Okay.
Not literally.
No, I know that this is.
But in your mind.
This is a metaphor. I understand.
Of course it is.
You want me to metaphorically tap on someone's shoulder and say, "May I cut in?"
No.
And then dance with that motherfucker.
See,
that's what you're saying.
Not listening. No, you physically touch that motherfucker. You tap his fucking shoulder.
Oh, you want me to
with
tap?
Your fucking middle finger, like, You mind if I cut the fuck in? And you proceed to take him. You take his ass.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
In your mind, you're conversing with him, but in your mind, you fucking dancing.
Yeah.
You fucking dancing. Your fucking head is up. You long and lean.
Yeah.
Your back can be taut like this, and you fucking hold that. You hold your head up proudly.
Yeah.
And you hold a conversation with this motherfucker and find out if he fits into your fucking square and he's a fucking circle. You got to find out if it's gonna work.
Okay.
You take that friend.
Okay.
You lie. You tell him things that you don't have. You everything. you take that friend. You steal that friend away. See, now you're in control.
Yeah.
You're in control of the friendship. Therefore, you are no longer needy.
Yeah, okay. Let's take it easy on those, yeah. I hear what you're saying. I should be a little more, I think, have a little self-esteem, maybe have a little confidence. And it shouldn't be Conan O'Brien needs a friend. Conan O'Brien takes a friend.
Takes a friend.
Yeah.
It changes the whole dynamic.
What do you think, Sonia?
It
Do you like this
changes you.
idea?
I do think the wording is a little problematic. The taking part, I'm still confused about. I know you tap someone on the shoulder and then you just become their friend, but I think that I'm a little confused about
maybe a
the
little bit
word take.
Yeah, a little frightened too.
It's a little.
Yeah, remember there was a Friday the 13th movie, Jason Takes Manhattan? It kind of feels like that.
Well, no one remembers that movie.
I know, of all the.
Nobody knows that fucking movie. Only
Your
stalkers,
fan from Pasadena
only
is thinking
stalkers
of
watch
movie.
that kind of shit.
Wow. Yeah. No, I don't remember that, but I understand what you said. It can be, in this era, you want to make sure that there's that the other person's interested in being my friend. That's all.
No. I'm not saying
No.
I'm not saying put that person in a chokehold. I'm saying use your charisma. All the shit that's cool about you.
Yeah.
You see them up there fucking giggling, laughing their ass off. You saying to yourself, I would love to be in that circle of friends. I bet they have a good time all the fucking time. Look at them. They got history. They loving each other. Look at that. I mean, you just nuzzle your ass up in there. You nuzzle.
Nuzzle.
Are you a good nuzzler?
You know what? I got to use my face and sort of just like a wedge and wedge in there.
Nuzzle in there. You nuzzle in there.
Role play this where the three of us are having a conversation and you could try it out.
Oh my God, I would love to try that.
All right, let's try it. You guys are having a good time, and I'm over here.
And so we're cool. We're a cool group of people.
Yeah,
What history we have. Oh my God.
Oh, make sure you get there on your mic there.
I couldn't believe it, and it's like it just never stops with that guy. He's so amazing. And
Hey guys, hey, guys.
Not right now. Not right now.
I need a friend.
who is this
I
idiot?
need some.
Who is this?
Not a good time.
Hello. Hey. Hey, I'm tapping you, mofo.
Well.
I'm tapping you.
Who's this?
I'm going to tap that right now.
What?
Wait, hold on. No,
What?
forget that.
No, that's wrong. That's
What
wrong.
happened?
That's dead wrong.
Okay, that was wrong. I took the tapping and
Security.
then it just went to,
That's where it goes
You just
sideways.
maced me, JB.
Shit went awry. Went awry
went
just
awry
now.
fast. You're right. I came in too strong.
As terrific a career as you've had as an actor, music haunts you. You know, you grew up playing music, and you really were seriously considering, am I going to go into acting, or am I going to be a musician? Like, there's a fork in the road, and I feel like it's something you're still wrestling with.
That's fine. Kind of dancing with it, man. I don't know. I think maybe it's kicked my ass, basically. I think at this moment, I don't know if I'll get back into it as strongly as I did after Crazy Heart. You know, right around when I did your show.
You came on my show to do Crazy Heart, which was this phenomenal movie, phenomenal performance.
And, you know, at 60, whatever I was, 62, whatever, I finally had my Beatle moment, you know, because there's nothing like playing in a band. You're a musician, you know, and it's just like, it's so great to do that. My buddy T-Bone, you know, when we did Crazy Heart together, he did all the, you know, most of the music for it. And after Crazy Heart, I got my, you know, music, you know, I was tickled. I said, well, I got some more tunes to do, Bone, you know. And he said, sure. And so we did an album, and then I get a band. He said, I'm going to get the band together, and all these friends I got in Santa Barbara. And I had that, I'm being triggering myself here. I had my Beatle moment with my band at a Lebowski Fest.
Yes!
Oh, man.
So it all came together.
Oh, and you're playing to a sea of dudes. You know, oh, man. Woo.
No, but you know what's so nice is, I don't know about you, my experience has been, I've had, and Sonny, you were along for the 2010 experience where I went on this tour and there was a lot of music and crazy crowds, and we did comedy, but I got to have my moments of soloing in front of a sold out, like multiple tier. And it was just, it was a crazy experience. Yeah. And what would happen is I'd start to think to myself, hey, you know, I think I could do, I could, this is what I could do. This is what I could do. And you know what always resets it? I'm around a Jimmy Vivino or a Jack White or any of these guys who really does it. And I go, oh, like, oh, I see. Oh, and it's, I'm constantly being humbled by people that I love it. It's fun. I like to do it for fun. But if this was something I was meant to be doing, I'd have been doing it when I was 7 years old. And that's comedy for me. So that decision was made. I didn't have to make it, you know?
Yeah. Well, now when you say wrestle or struggle, that's a really, you know, this thing about comparison and everything. Mm-hmm. You know, when we had all this downtime with the strikes and COVID and all that stuff, and different guys did different things during that time. You must have seen Inside, right? That guy, Bo Burnham.
Oh, yeah. Well, fantastic.
Weren't you impressed, man?
Bo is phenomenal.
Oh,
phenomenal talent. Yeah.
That movie in the eighth grade, you know, he's phenomenal talent. So I had a bunch of time, and you're, you know, a creative person. You said, what am I going to do, you know? So I decided I'll go back in my mind, my music mind, and discover old tunes and things that what am I, 74? I say, to perfect all that stuff going to a music, you know, that's a lot of effort. There's a lot of things I like, you know, slowing down, not doing as much as I might have when I was younger. I said, I've got all these things, you know, I'll just play with them. And I started going on the internet and finding things to juxtapose these tunes, you know, and then I would take my little iPhone out and I'd do things and juxtapose this. I had fun. And I said, okay, you know, work with this other guy who knows how to make websites. Yeah, why not release this? I mean, why not? You know, I'm just sharing, man. This is my offer. This is what I got, you know, and listen to it. There's so much shit out now, isn't there, man? I mean, there's so much going on. So I said, well, why not put your shit out there? So I decided to release this thing called Emergent Behavior, volumes 1 through 5, so that's what I've done kind of musically, and that's where I'm at. And I don't know, I feel kind of spent. I don't know if I'll do volume 6 or what, but it was interesting, what you were talking about, comparing yourself to the Beatles or these guys, And wow, that really gets in our way, man.
Well, comparison,
because ultimately, isn't the spot that you want to get into where it's doing you? You're not even doing it, with what you do. I'm sure you get into that place all the time.
Oh yeah,
and just not take it too damn seriously, man, and let the thing come through what it wants to do. Don't be so ego tripping, like just
right. They what is it? There's a famous quote that I'm not coming up with right now, but it's like comparison is the death.
Is the thief of joy.
Is the thief of joy. Thank you. Oh, I thought it was Aaron Blair was the thief of joy.
But, and then it goes on further from there, and also Aaron Blair.
No, but thank you, Aaron. That was, I don't want, I punish a guy for having the right answer.
I know.
It's so, welcome to Stalin's holiday camp.
But on the other side of that practice, man, like you say, that's what I regret, not woodshedding. I've got some friends that did it, when they were 12, and now they're just so facile. They can play whatever they want.
It's humbling. But I think the bigger point is comparison gets you nowhere. And trust me, I'm sure there are many actors that have hurt themselves by comparing themselves to you, like your career, what you've accomplished. They've hurt themselves. Unnecessarily. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you can't get into that game.
I just been hanging out with a guitarist. Do you know Blake Mills?
I know the name.
Oh, man, you got to check him out. Here's another, we're talking music. Wolfpack, do you know them?
No.
Oh, you know that, and the Fearless Flyers. Blake has a great version of Signed, Sealed, and Delivered that he plays with the Fearless Flyers. It's really
amazing. I just always find people will ask me who are your favorite groups, and I'll say it's not even about a group for me. They're just certain songs, that I hear it, I have to learn how to play it, and I can't stop playing it. And sometimes it's by a very obscure musician. I don't really know if they've gone on, what else they've gone on to, but it just grabs me by the throat, and then I have to do it. I just have to learn it, play it, until everyone around me is so tired of it that I'm asked to live in the yard. And then I'm...
You must have seen Standing in the Shadow of Motown, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a great movie, man?
Also, you narrated, I believe.
I narrated.
You narrated
the history of rock and roll.
But you also narrated. Didn't you narrate the Creedence Clearwater Revival documentary? Because that was great. And I remembered thinking, the minute I love them, but then the minute you were narrating it, I thought, oh, this is the right guide to take me through CCR.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to play with him, got on stage and played at
Fogerty?
What's the motorcycle, Sturgis.
Oh yeah. You played with John Fogerty.
Yeah, man.
Do you remember what you
singing? No, we sang. I sang. I got to sing. I left the guitar work to John.
You know what's becoming clear to me? You were not acting in The Big Lebowski. Everything I see, you're like, yeah, man.
That's where
now you should just get like a White Russian and just start drinking it and going, a lot of angles.
You let the dude do you.
Yeah, exactly. The dude did you and then never left.
I'm going to take these things. I'm going to try that.
Look at that. I just matched you.
Huh? What do you think, man? Now,
you got the best. You know what?
I'll keep coming up to the mic.
I love these things. Fuck these things. Let's take these off. Sona, do it.
Oh, I don't know. I'm
too
scared.
Do it.
No,
put it back. Hey, check me on this. Who's got better hair than this man? You're just,
You're the two of you.
No, you.
No. Mine is more of a caricature. You have. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Incredible.
And my hair heroes, you're one of them. The other was Jack Lord in Hawaii Five-0.
Oh, yes, Jack
Remember
Lord.
He had that big sweep?
Very nice.
And then my heart was crushed because I found out on this podcast Remember who we were talking to who did a scene with him who was a child actor at the time? Was it
Kurt Russell? Who himself has amazing hair.
Yeah, who himself has amazing hair. But Kurt Russell's talking to me and went, yeah, I was a kid actor and I did a Hawaii Five-0 and they were doing my shot. So the camera wasn't on Jack Lord and he took his hair off. And I said, what do you mean he took his fucking hair off? And he said, well, it was a piece. And I went, I didn't know it was a piece.
Well,
did you know?
Go ahead and take yours off.
No. I'm looking at you now. We're talking hair, and I'm thinking my favorite haircut was shaved head, bald.
Oh, really?
And I'm looking at your head, and I said, this man would look wonderful with a bald head.
Should I go for it?
Have you ever
never had a shaved head? I've never had a shaved head.
It's really nice. Have you guys?
Never.
None of you guys?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You were
college,
a terrible skinhead for a while.
It also
he
wasn't
had really
my
weird
choice. My friends did the thing where they shaved my head and
but
tattooed a dick on his face.
Did you like it? Finally, did you get into it?
You know what? I will say I did like it. It's you feel so like clean,
yeah,
smooth.
well, it's very, at first it feels, like you're just your forehead, but up here, and then you get this shark feeling.
Yes.
It feels like shark skin.
Yeah.
And you get a little velvet thing.
Oh, this is erotic.
It is.
A cat's tongue, a little bit of a cat's tongue.
The way water hits on there and stays in there when you take a shower.
The no fuss, no muss. I mean, I'm 6 hours every morning with my hair team. They're using curlers. They're injecting.
Oh wow! This is after 6 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it just then I was in a terrible accident. My hair saved my life, but it shattered. I don't think I would shave my head because it's such a part of my identity that I've been pretty much reduced to I am a Woody Woodpecker cartoon. I'm not even a person anymore. I'm a cartoon character.
I was going to ask you, did you? You now I'm saying this is a silly question because I'm imagining, of course you did, but maybe I'm wrong. Did you put product in your hair and work that?
Yeah.
That thing?
Jesus, look at that. Zeus.
I know.
Zeus is in the house.
That volume.
You have no idea.
What was your product like?
I'll tell you exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I got into rockabilly. That was my first love, rockabilly music. And I would play the old Burnett Brothers, and I grew the sideburns. And I realized my hair would do that, so I first piled it up, and I used this stuff that a friend of mine turned me on to. He's like, use 10X. And there was this stuff they made called 10X, and you'd put it in your hair, and then you could comb it up. Yeah. And I was doing this in the 80s. Not a lot of other people were doing it. And then I got a job on The Simpsons. I remember I'm at The Simpsons, and I'm a writer, producer, and I have these sideburns, Eisenhower jacket with the collar flipped up, hair, and I'd walk in, the writers would be like, what are you doing? This isn't a production of Grease. Writing The Simpsons, I'm like, hey man, leave me alone. But I don't know what it was. I was, that's what I wanted to do. And so my first big magazine cover was Rolling Stone, and they put me on the cover of Rolling Stone. And this guy had this idea, which is, he took my hair and then he added these extensions and we blew it way out. And it's one of my favorite. I've seen it it's in an airport somewhere where they just put Rolling Stone covers up, but mine was one of them. And the hair, it's like 50 pounds of hair in a giant wave on my head, and it looks absolutely insane. But I was like, in my mind, even though that's a joke, that's what I really wanted it to be. And still do,
Well, and you must do that.
I do it sometimes, and my wife is like, "Can't we go?"
Yeah.
Not yet. I need more mayonnaise for my quaff.
How about a ducktail?
Never did the ducktail.
You never did it.
No.
That's kind of classic rockabilly.
I know. I didn't do the ducktail.
Yeah.
But I just got lost in all that craziness. I don't know. It comes down to this for me. I think there's a lot we do that's compulsion that I can't even, when people tell their story, they act like they made choices and they forged who they are. And more, I think, I don't know, my life is a bunch of synaptic misfires. And now here I am. The hair, the choice of so many things.
That's very dudist.
But it is.
I mean,
I say
it's
misfires,
no,
meaning I have I don't know. It sounds absurd for me to say I made any of this happen. I didn't make any of this happen. I'm here talking to you, and I don't know. You're one of my all-time favorite actors, people, and you're here talking to me. I didn't make this happen. This just happened, and I couldn't be happier.
There's this guy Sapolsky, who's saying there's no such thing as willpower. That's you're not in control at all from the very, the circumstances that you come out of. I don't know. I kind of feel mixed about that.
You feel? I do, because it maybe lets us off the hook too much.
Yeah.
Because then anyone could say, "Yeah, I just murdered 8 people and left their bodies by the roadside," but that's just what I did.
Yeah,
you're like, no.
Well, and he's big on the crime. All those people in jail who we say you're bad. He's saying it's the circumstances,
Yeah, a lot of times that's
from the
true.
very, very beginning of how it turns out.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of. Don't you feel life is so paradoxical? There's not one way, one thing. I think it's kind of both. Maybe it's only willpower. I don't know.
Koans, man.
Koans. It's koans. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It is. Yeah. It is. And there are 2 koans.
Yeah.
The
What's the sound of one Coen brother clapping?
Yeah. That means one Coen brother's really pissed about something. It doesn't like the edit. Well, I want to make sure people check out the 2nd season of The Old Man. It's so easy to binge the 1st season. And I'm just a lifelong fan. And not just of your work, but you're an authentically nice and feeling person, and it's an honor to know you. It really
Feel
is.
that same way.
Yeah. Well, I'm a good actor.
There you go.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Beautiful. Okay.
By the way, I'm such big fans of yours. I've been watching a lot of, not just for my conscientious research purposes, but just for my own entertainment. Often I go to YouTube and I've seen hours and hours and hours of your content.
Foolishness, I like to call it.
Everything.
Oh, that's nice. I love to think of you out there watching it.
I really am. So I know.
You know what I think is something
you.
that makes me very happy is that none of our comedy was ever really about anything.
No, that's for
so
sure.
You can see something from 25 years ago, and it doesn't relate to any specific topical thing in the news. Yeah. And other than the fact that my head hasn't rotted yet in those clips, people can laugh at them all over again, which makes me happy. You put on your specs.
He's examining your
are you
rotting
examining
head.
my rotting head?
Now that you brought it up, you all look great. Just great.
Well, please, you can tell that this. I have one of those Irish heads that bloats as it gets older.
You've said, I know.
No, this is true. You leave a gourd in the sun long enough, and then
Conan.
And then winter comes, and you have yourself a Conan. That's what happens over time. But I will say this: I love talking to you because you're staring at me and you're examining
I like your glasses. I like your glasses.
You know why?
We had a conversation. I think I introduced you to these.
You did.
This
and
company,
I will admit freely that my style guru and my lifestyle guru is Mr. Jeff Goldblum.
How can it not be?
And I'll tell you why. He is a tall, good-looking drink of water. And whenever he's wearing something, I think, well, wait a minute. We have somewhat similar. Well, hold on.
Okay.
Sona's about to really correct me. Let's say Jeff had been in an accident at some point. Then Jeff and I would be very similar. That's all I'm saying.
You guys have very different vibes.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the vibes.
Okay.
I'm talking just about when he is a tall man and he knows how to dress.
Right.
And I love, so during commercial breaks, often when he was on the show, people always wonder, what do you talk about with people? I can always tell you what I'm talking about with Jeff in a commercial break. I go right to, oh my God, those shoes, and I have large feet, and you have large feet, and he'll say, "Oh my boy, oh yes, well," and then so I remembered once you came out and you were wearing these wonderful glasses that you really carried off well, and I said, I must wear those glasses, and I asked you, and you acted as if you were telling me where the secret ring was that would unlock the universe. You went, oh my boy, oh yes, Jacques Marie. What is it? Limage?
Jacques Marie Mage, yeah.
Yeah. Jacques Marie Mage. Oh, and he said, oh, my boy, I'll call ahead. And then you described going downtown, and there's a secret knock, and a corridor, and a passageway. And sure enough, They're the greatest glasses.
Did you go? How'd you get them? Did you go to see?
I went with Sona.
Yeah.
Sona came.
You went
with
to
me.
Jerome to that
Yes.
studio. Oh yeah,
Yes.
and I'm sure he greeted you and met you and showed
he
you
was
everything.
wonderful. Everybody was wonderful.
But I mean, I have done this several times. We were doing something together that was not my project and not your project. We were recording something together.
I remember the day.
And
I do.
And you walked in, and I could never find jeans. I have a very unusual build, I'll say. And
come on.
Anyway,
what the sound?
Was that
sorry.
What's your inseam?
I
What's your leg? We have long leg. You have a fine leg, I think. What's your inseam?
I have a very long leg.
We'll say it together. Ready? Here's our inseam. 1, 2, 3. 36.
I'm a 36.
I'm a 36.
Yeah. What?
Is it really?
Why did you?
No,
You said you were 30.
Well, I was afraid. I
Oh.
was afraid to go. I have a
36?
long inseam, and so I.
Long.
So anyway, I see this gentleman come in, and he's wearing these amazing jeans, and I said, "Oh my God, Jeff, where'd you get those jeans?" He went, "Oh, well, oh my boy."
I've never said, "Oh my boy."
Oh my boy.
Never said it.
Oh, good. Oh, and he went, "Oh, oh my boy, you simply must." Oh, and then you said, I'll never forget. You said, "The Schaefer Garment Hotel."
That's right.
What? And it's
Yeah,
this
Robert
place.
Schaefer.
Yeah. You
Very
said,
good.
the Schaefer Garment Hotel. And I go there, and you said, just go. So I go, and of course, it's the coolest people in the world, and they have like an
cool.
old denim machine.
Yeah.
And
It's like the John
amazing.
Wick Hotel, but for clothes.
yes, it is. It's the John Wick Hotel, except just for jeans.
Oh my.
And how about the hat maker in the
Oh,
back?
there's a guy there wearing like Slash's hat, and he's like, "I'll make you one of these." And I went, "Well, I don't know if I can carry that off." There's a dog that's in the store.
Yeah, that's right. Do you know who I ran into there once? I was with Emily. We went there to pick up a pair of jeans or a hat or something, and it was just us and Bob Dylan.
Oh my God!
Yes, because he got his hats from that guy.
Oh.
I saw him out of the corner of my eye. I had really important business. I was talking about hat, and he came in, and before I could say anything to him, he left. But I think Emily, I don't know if she said anything
Wait,
either.
you didn't go up to him?
No. I wish I had. Bob
I think
Dylan.
I mean, I've told this before, but I met him once.
Oh.
I got pushed to the front of I went to see some concert of his, and I was backstage, and someone pushed me to the front of a line, and there he was, the great Bob Dylan. It's my one chance to meet him. And he all this conversation stopped, and Bob Dylan looked at me and he went, "I know you from the TV."
I've heard that's right. That's
It's
right.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. The
from the
TV. He
TV.
said, "I know you from the TV." And just then, the other person backstage was Vice President Al Gore. And so all I hear is, "I know you from the TV." And then I heard, Conan, it's me, Al Gore. And then I'm like,
What
what?
is this event?
And I go,
Yeah,
what?
really.
We're all there for a concert to see Bob Dylan perform. And he goes like, "I love rock and roll," and suddenly he's talking to me, and I see Bob Dylan scuttle away. I was cock blocked with Bob Dylan by Vice President Al Gore. That's a true story.
If you had told me that wasn't a true story, but that was a dream you had last night, it would be
Yes.
just as credible.
Yeah, and then trust me, I wanted to detach Gore's tongue from his body to get him to stop yapping at me. No, I'm sorry. All due respect to the former vice president and, of course, a leading figure in climate prevention change.
Just another nocturnal emission happening.
Yeah. You know what? He does this to me. Jeff Goldblum does this to me.
You're not wrong.
He
Yeah.
unmans me.
Yeah. You're just bewitching, and this is joyous.
Yes.
Can I just take a second to share my notes for this episode of the podcast?
Uh-huh. Yes. Perfection, erotic, ideal.
Yep.
Wow.
That was
Yep.
just what
Wow.
today was.
That really was.
Yeah, I got to. We should do. We have many more hours of.
You have
fun
to come.
have.
You have to come back because my time with you is serious. I'm going to be sincere, and it's hard for me to do that. But you're one of my favorite people. You really are.
You too, me.
And I just absolutely love talking to you. And it is whenever we're together, whether it's been on the show or this podcast, it is unlike any other experience I have, and it means a lot to me. And so when I heard that you were going to come in and inaugurate our new studio, my head blew up. It exploded.
Well, me too. I've been looking forward to this terrifically, and these are my favorite. These are peak experiences for me. And people come up to me on the street anecdotally and say, "You and Conan, you and Conan, you and Conan."
See, we got to do something.
They do. Well, I think so too.
I've been screen tested, and apparently it's not good. It won't be a film, but maybe an animated project. Something where my face is mostly hidden.
And you're singing authentically a lot. I like that. And I just saw a documentary about, or some kind of thing about talk show, the history of talk shows and the current. Yeah. Did you see this one? There are many of them.
I don't watch those.
I love them all.
Yeah.
And this one particularly said, here's why amongst the current crop in the last few decades, Conan O'Brien reigns supreme. He's cracked the code, and why he's at the pinnacle of what this needs to be right now, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep. Well,
are you uncomfortable?
No, I'm not uncomfortable.
Okay.
I just don't believe that exists.
They're talking about this Conan O'Brien?
No, he makes a
It's an Irish Conan O'Brien.
This guy makes a very good case for exactly why. It's a very erudite and...
There is a guy named Conrad Orion in Dublin who's huge, and he's really cracked the code.
That's very cool.
Well, it's
nice.
true. It's true. It's true.
Well, Jeff...
And you all together. I mean, I'm really starstruck with all of you.
Oh, come on.
Stop it.
Jeff Goldblum.
You pronounced my name right.
Obsession. There should be a perfume, not obsession, but Movsession. I'm wearing the new Movsession.
Oh my God, it's going to smell like garlic.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And Gorley.
And
Gorley. Is it, how do you say, what's that vowel exactly? Is it?
Gore.
Like gore, like
Yeah.
gore.
Gorley.
Yeah, although when I went to Ireland, they said it's girly.
Ah, girly.
Is it really? That's cool.
Well, they were just saying, you seem kind of girly.
Yeah, I think so.
You seem girly to me.
Yeah. I said it's girly. He goes, no, it's girly.
Oh, trust me. We saw you walking down the street, and it was girly.
Well, you three have made me very, very happy for many hours, and will continue to be.
You have delighted
That's
us, and you're
huge.
coming back.
I want to. I want to, along with, I've seen every single Schlansky.
Oh, my God.
Every single Schlansky. Really?
No,
I laugh out loud over and over again. I see them multiple times.
No, and it's all true. That's the one thing. I've been in the darkest regions, darkest, most remote corners of the world, and people will literally come out from behind a rock and say, Schlansky, is he being real? And I'll go, yes, he's being real. And then they go back under the rock.
You're never funnier when he's driving you mad. It's just great.
Oh,
great,
my God.
Great.
Well, we
anyway,
got to get it back.
I could go on.
Mr. Goldblum, Mr. Jeff Goldblum, you're the finest man that ever lived.
Conan Christopher O'Brien.
Oh, my God.
Yes, you are the finest man that's ever lived.
No,
All right.
you're better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're better.
I'm taking you to a Sizzler.
Yeah.
We're going.
Let's go. Langustino. Hello, my name is Jeff Goldblum, Goldblum, and I'm reading from something. First name. Oh yes, first name. I did it. First name, last name. The empty something. Yeah, and then pause. Here comes. That's enough of that. And I feel, and then it says here, parenthesis. However, I feel. Well,
Madness.
Madness. Hey, that's the last line of what movie? This is last line of the movie. Madness. Tell me the movie.
Oh my
like
God!
Matt
I
would
know
know.
that movie.
Yeah.
I know that movie.
Is it an older movie?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
I could give you a clue.
Okay.
Madness. Wait a minute. Is it?
Madness.
Hold it.
Madness.
Is it Apocalypse Now?
No. No. That's the horror.
Yeah.
You're close though.
Yeah.
And it has a similar.
Oh wait, it's The Last Family Ties.
Oh.
Way off.
No, it does. It ends with madness. Madness. I love that this is the introduction to the show.
We have to wrap up what this movie is and then do the name thing all as one giant piece. We're still rolling.
Yeah, we're
This is
still
brilliant.
rolling.
But
Really?
what? Give us
Yeah,
that
I mean,
hint.
this has been real. You can't use this as
No,
the
we
begin-
can. But give us a hint on that movie.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. A lesser cast member, Jack Hawkins. Probably don't even know who that is.
Oh my! What kind of clue is that?
Okay,
A ceramic
I'm
mug
out.
features in a breakfast scene. There's
not
a
even
clue
trying.
for you.
No, Jack Hawkins. There are those who know very well Jack Hawkins. I'll get and already know this movie. I'll give you a giveaway clue. Bill Holden, William Holden.
Stalag 17?
No, good. No, pretty good guess. It's a kind of a war picture. He does not deliver the last line, by the way.
The Bridge Over the River Kwai.
Exactly right. Bridge Over the River Kwai.
That was my last.
Just as he blows up the bridge.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, all together, let's whistle the song that is ready.
No.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
Okay.
That's it.
I can't whistle, and I don't know that.
You cannot whistle?
I can't whistle, and
Is that true?
I've never seen this movie.
When I was a kid in camp, they taught us these old songs from the 50s as we trudged up the Appalachian Mountains. And we had to sing Comet. It makes your teeth turn green. Comet. It tastes like Vaseline. Comet. Make you vomit, so drink your Comet and vomit today. And then it'd be like, again! And we would do it again, and I climbed the presidential mountain ranges singing that song, not knowing what it was, why? Just because...
Wow. And then you learned later that it was from that movie.
Yeah.
That's funny. Hey, do you know this song? You reminded me of the song, We're on the Upward Trail. We're on the Upward Trail. Singing, everybody singing as we go. That would have been a more legit version of the marching song.
Yes, I suppose. Now, where does that song come from? Because you've confused us once again.
And also, how do you feel about being Conan O'Brien's friend?
Hi, my name is Jeff Goldblum, and I feel being here with you now as if I'm revealing myself to myself and... And I feel utterly drenched and purged.
Okay.
Now, that's from a kind of an homage to a movie line also. That's not my originality and my unconventionality.
Why did you turn my podcast into a kooky trivia show?
I love it. I love it.